Welcome to a special edition of The Sleeper and the Bus. I am Justin Mason, joined by our good friend, the Joe Pisapia from Fantasy Pros, the Fantasy Black Book, everywhere now. It just seems like Joe is everywhere at this point. Joe,
that's
how you doing,
right.
friend?
I am everywhere. I am omnipresent, which is a word I think I learned in, freshman year of high school, probably on some vocabulary test, and it stuck with me. Someday I said, that's going to be me, omnipresent. You know what, dude? That's the first time I think anyone's introduced me as somebody from Fantasy Pros. That's kind of surreal. That's kind of cool.
Right?
So look at that. First time for everything. This is exciting. We're doing a draft with Paul Sporer, and it starts in, 5 minutes, and he's still not here. It's like
3.5 minutes.
I mean, yeah, he's like the David Lee Roth of fantasy sports. Like, he comes and goes as he wants. He creates his bands. He leaves. He does, like, it's just like, I mean, come on. Like, he's such a diva, this guy. I mean, really. How do we put up with him? How do we do it?
I don't know how I've done it for the last few years on this podcast, much less as a friend in real life. It's just, it is absolutely obnoxious.
Oh, but I love him dearly. I can't quit him no matter what we do. I love me some Paul Sporer. He's the handsome bastard. It's just, but yeah, we're literally now 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Just for clarification for everybody listening to this podcast, we said we were going to get together at 7:30 and the draft starts at 8, which really isn't true because it always starts at like 10 after. Yeah. And it is now 8:07 and he's still not here. So he is officially 47 minutes and 32 seconds late to hang out with us for this draft. Just want to end this show, which is technically, I think, partially his, if memory serves.
Yes, yeah. It is definitely partially his award-winning show.
Award-winning.
Yes, that he has not shown up for. For those of you listening on podcast form, we are doing video for this. It wasn't streamed out the night of the LABR draft, but you can find it on YouTube, and I will ask Paul whether or not he wants me to post it on Fangraphs itself. If you want to find it on my YouTube, it's Justin Mason Fantasy, I believe, or Justin Mason FWFB. You can follow Joe on Twitter at Joe Pisapia17. Follow me on Twitter at Justin Mason FWFB. You can follow Paul on Twitter at Sporer, but you shouldn't.
You can, but he'll follow you back late. He'll just whenever he feels.
You'll ask him a question and he'll respond a month later.
Yeah,
which won't have helped your team at all. So,
by the way, I highly recommend the video version of this podcast right now because this is going to be spectacular. I'm just telling you right now. Like, I have no idea where this is going tonight, but I know it's going in a good place. That's all I know.
Yeah. So, just a reminder: this is for the LABR draft. It is a mixed 15-team 5x5 league. We are picking from pick 7. This is going to be a long podcast. This draft takes a long time. And so there is going to be some lulls in the audio if you're listening to the audio form or watching on the video form. So just kind of a reminder. And we do our best we can to keep things moving and talkative. And but there may be lulls here and there, especially
No. There's no lulls. No lulls. There's no stop. There will not be any lulls. This is 4.5 hours of us just going crazy. We've got an 8-ball of cocaine here. We got all kinds. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for the LABR draft. We don't. We just have you and me, and he's got like a whole carton of cigarettes, I think Mason has, in his outhouse where he's doing this from the chamber.
Joining us now, though, only about 49 minutes late, is Paul Sporer.
17 seconds, 16 seconds, 15, and there he is.
Not late. The draft hasn't started.
But the podcast has been going for 4 minutes.
For 4 minutes?
Yes.
4 whole minutes. It's right.
We pretty much just talked trash about you the entire 4 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. But the chapstick's on, so he's ready. How have you been, by the way, with all the cold in the chapstick? Has it been like more than usual kind of thing?
I don't live outside. You know that, right?
I know you don't go outside.
I don't live outside.
Yes, but I imagine it's drier with all the heat.
How about you guys shut your mouths as if I'm not dealing with a real big situation over here? And I don't really want to hear y'all's BS about it, okay?
Why are you talking so quiet like you're in a bunker or something too? You're
you guys are annoying me and I'm trying to keep my cool.
If you are listening to the audio of this and not watching the video that I've posted on YouTube, you need to go and just take a quick look at the video so you can see that Paul looks like he lives in an igloo, because he has just got so many layers on right now. It's absolutely unbelievable. The draft is officially paused. It started and then
Oh my God, I got all excited for a second the way you said that. The draft is officially paused.
we are picking at pick 7 in this 15-team league. We had a discussion off the air kind of about what we are looking at with pick 7. So, Joe, why don't you kind of fill in the audience?
All right. So we were trying to go back and forth whether or not we liked a team starting at 7 in a 15-team league with the 5 active outfielders. You know the whole thing, right? We know what this is. It's LABR. It's the 5x5 world. And, going back and forth with the idea of taking the elite starting pitcher like a DeGrom or a Garrett Cole, or going with, say, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, or Mike Trout. And I think we've all kind of landed on the idea of, as much as we'd like to solidify that starting pitcher early, and it's a nice idea, a lot of the mocks and things that we've done, it's not the greatest looking team after that. And I think there's a little bit of concern. And I think if we address pitching smartly, and I think the three of us we can find some of the young guys and take some chances. And if one of them hits, then I think we're going to be able to make up that deficit. Am I correct? Is that a good summation basically of where we've landed here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's a deep first round. I think this is the area that Justin likes the most to pick from. So there's just a lot of ways to go. And, we'll see. Maybe somebody falls that's unexpected and we pivot. But I think we're set up here to go hitter and get a really, really good one.
Yeah, I agree. Picking first in this draft is Alan Harrison from the Fantasy Fix. If you want to see the live draft board as we talk, that is, I do have that kind of shared on the video format of this. So if you're listening on the podcast and you want to switch over to that so you can see the picks as they go up on the board, you have that option as well. So
looks like we're about a couple minutes out till radio's situated, and then we'll get going.
Yes, this is one of those drafts that can be very frustrating for people like me, because there's a lot of starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and I just want some fluidity.
Once we get going, we should be all right.
It is possibly the deepest first round ever. Now that you think about even last year we had there was a definitive tier. It was 3 or 4 guys. You had that conversation. Now we've seen drafts where Trout goes 7 or 8 sometimes, and that's stunning. And that's something I never thought we'd be in. And the odd part is too, you're getting a lot of guys I've seen this year in the pool where the guys like JD Martinez and Rafael Devers and Aaron Judge and guys who were basically picks at the turn or late first, early second round picks somewhere in that range are now also just floating around in all these different places. Eugenio Suarez. I mean, so many guys out there because of COVID season and the shortened season and all kinds of things and injuries. It's a very different looking board, which is cool because I think there's a lot more opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Do you think people are overreacting to the 2 months?
Yes. 100%. So far, what I've seen,
colossal overreaction.
Colossal would be a good word to describe it. I think it's colossal.
I think the phrase to describe it is confirmation bias. People are using the shortened season to confirm whatever biases they already have. So
absolutely true.
And if they see a short sample that is bad, they go, see, I told you this player was bad. If they see a short sample that's good, they go, I see it was good. I saw this in a Twitter thread earlier today where one person's like, how can be so many fantasy analysts be ignoring that Alberto Mondesi was the best player in the league and during the month of September? And then the first comment from someone in the industry was, how can so many people in the industry be ignoring that he was absolutely trash in the month of August?
A literal worst player.
Right.
He went from worst to first, and it's what do we do with September players normally? We tap the brakes a little bit unless there's fundamental changes. And this September happened to be half the season. So it's I don't know, and I've taken Mondesi, so I'm not even fully out on him or anything. It's just, I know the risk I'm taking getting in though. And I spend the rest of those drafts securing average and making sure that
I pair him with a Trout or a Soto or a player that has, the upside to cushion that awful potential batting
Exactly.
I don't
average.
think he's going to make it back to us in the second. I'm putting that out there right now.
Well, I don't know. Who do you think might take him? Who do you think is
I hear
good
a
bet
bell.
to take him?
Oh,
I heard too.
I hear a bell.
Alan Harrison is officially on the clock.
Here we go.
I don't know. I mean,
I could see
here.
McLeod doing it.
Is it something that Ballooney does? I feel like no.
Zinke
no,
or
I don't think. I think
see
maybe
Zinke doing it too.
Could Sheehan do it?
Any of the guys at the bottom could do it.
I think Joe would be out on him because he's such a bad player, which, by the way, is a viable reason to not want to be in on him. If you're just like, I don't want somebody who's bad, who puts up legitimately bad numbers.
Oh, I thought you meant because Joe Sheehan was a bad player.
No.
No.
Oh my God. No, if you say like
listening, that is not the case.
If your reason to be out on Mondesi is like, well, he's just fundamentally a bad player, like he's an 85 WRC plus, I think that right there is perfectly viable. It's hard to really refute that. I happen to say, okay, I grant that, but he is still young. He's shown the power and speed to do it even in the midst of being that bad. So let's see what I could potentially get. But I think it's I think it's one of those you could really see either side pretty easily. I don't know how you could be definitive on one side. Be like, how could you not want to take him?
I think there are legit question marks about where he bats in the order too after the Benintendi move. Like he could legit at 7th or 8th.
Low key, they're one of the more fascinating off seasons. The Royals, adding Santana, adding Benintendi. Like I feel like they took a lot of no risk shots. You know what I mean?
Mike Minor, the return
Mike
of
Minor is another one
too.
too. Yeah. And they've got some nice young pitching in that organization now. Finally, after a few years of struggling, and that's one of those teams that they've been tough to watch in recent years, and I think they're going to be better to watch. And I think as the season goes on, if they do start bringing up some of the kids, that all of a sudden the Royals are going to be they're not going to win 100 games. We're talking, but I think they're going to be playing more competitive baseball for the first time in a while, and I think that's good. I think I love what they did this offseason. Like I said, just taking shots on guys where it wasn't going to cost them much to find out. And if they're right, I mean, could you imagine if they're right about Benintendi and he becomes the guy that a perennial 2020 guy for them? I mean, what an incredible trade,
Alex Gordon or something.
Right? Yeah, in a lot of ways, he could be.
I totally agree with that. I think that's a great call out on the Royals and what they've done. Especially, I thought this was a season ripe for a low or mid-tier team to go out there and buy. I thought it was a buyer's market with guys like Colton Wong getting cut, David Dahl, things like that. That you could go out and make moves that aren't terribly expensive.
In the same way that the Marlins did last year and made the playoff.
Yep, and they have this year too. I thought the Duvall scoop was nice. I think Duvall was quite good. I would like to see maybe another bat that they could pick up. Although they're pretty set on where they're at. Depends if they believe in Birdie. But if they don't believe in John Birdie,
are they really right-handed?
Yes, they are. If they don't believe in him,
looks like we're going. Here we go.
Second baseman. I'd like to see them get a second baseman there. Did he make a pick yet?
No, but we are now live.
Clock is running. Yeah.
Yeah. I do not want to see them pick up a second baseman because I want John Birdie to play.
I do too. But I'm saying if they don't actually believe in him, then get a left-handed second baseman.
All right. Tatis is gone first overall, which is not surprising at all.
No, not even a little.
I assume Acuna will go second here.
I would agree.
He might go Betts.
Who is this on number 2?
This is Pianowski.
Oh, Pianowski. He could go Mookie. That wouldn't shock me.
He did. He went Mookie.
Look at that. Okay.
All right. Well, that takes one of the players off our board and gives us a chance at Soto, too, if he were to fall.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling Stefano will
Trout more into play than anything else.
Would you take Trout over Soto?
No. I'm just saying there's no chance Soto falls, in my opinion.
Okay. If he does, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go and I'm going to open a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, it's a millisecond pick if he somehow falls. Does he sometimes fall to 7? We would need somebody to take a picture.
Well,
here.
Trout just went 4.
See?
So Acuna went 3.
No, Rudy's not going to let
went
Soto
4.
go. Yeah, Rudy's not going. There you go.
No, he just there goes
Rudy.
Soto.
Rudy, I've never met another human being that saw the board exactly the way I did, the way Rudy and I see boards. And then
Trey Turner goes. So now we're in a predicament.
Right. Literally the worst case scenario for what we had planned.
So we could do Yelich here. We could do Story here. We could do DeGrom.
I know we had talked about little bit of uneasiness with that, but I mean, our top 3 hitters went. Where you at, Joe?
Well, we only have 10 seconds, so if you want to go with the pitcher, I'm okay with that. It's him or Story for me.
I'd like to go to Grom.
All right,
Do it.
DeGrom it is. All right, so not exactly what we planned, but we talked about it. We know that there's an angle here. We'll get right back on track, come in the second round, get a premium hitter.
Yeah, that literally was the worst case scenario. Yep. I feel like.
From what we wanted.
Great. This is fun.
Come away agreeing that we would take a pitcher if it fell that way, but that we didn't really want that. We were agreed as a crew that we were open to not doing that, and then they said, "How about this? How about you do this? You do what we say."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they were clearly listening in to our phone call before.
Yeah, which is really obnoxious. Like, that's not cool, guys. Like, we were 5:30. We were on here talking about this. Well, Cole just going right after DeGrom, so we might get this little run here. If I had a wish list, it would be for Lindor to make it back, and not because I'm a Mets guy, just because I love Lindor.
I love Lindor as well.
I would also greatly appreciate that, and I'm kind of hoping for that.
All right,
Lindor, Machado, Harper.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at.
I don't think he will, but there are some rooms.
Yeah, well, I mean, this I was saying to Joe earlier today, and we already have our first timeout, so that's good. But
because we got 7 whole picks into the draft without
he must not be there or something. Has to be right.
How can anybody not be there?
I gotta be there. I don't know what his situation is. I'm just being a little.
Well, you're here and you have there's no power. I mean, you're out there literally.
We have the benefit of having 3 people who can make our pick.
So, yeah, but you know what I'm terrified of? All of us talking and then no one realizing who. I'm now officially making Justin the picker.
I was going to be the picker.
Okay. Paul's the picker. So I'm not the picker.
Well, I mean, you could lose power at any moment.
True.
So that's
true.
That's a little bit scary.
You'll know instantly.
Yeah. Okay. If it's all of a sudden dark.
Yeah. The second I pop, if you want to be the picker, I got no problem.
No, it's not.
I don't need to be.
I honestly don't know RT Sports well enough. Like, I don't even know. Do I just hit the plus button to pick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But then
Ramirez.
But then they jump to the left of the queue there. And then you'd hit draft.
Okay.
In the first mock of the year I did with Steve Gardner and a couple other people, I started Trevor Story at 9 and Jose Ramirez on the way back. Couldn't believe it. I was like, this is great. Good. I know. I was like, let's do that. And he was like, this is never going to happen again. Can I play this team out? So Shane Bieber goes, and then now Bloomfield's up right now.
Yeah, so what I was saying to Joe, I think earlier before you jumped onto our planning session late, as always, is that I think this draft will be a little mix in between kind of a regular league where pitching doesn't go very quickly and an NFBC league where pitching does go very quickly. So I think we already have 4 pitchers off the board.
And to the discussion we had before Paul came on, which was if we do end up going pitching, we're going to take some shots on the JD Martinez's, Aaron Judges, or whatever those guys are. I think we just have to. Let's just flip the script. Let's take a bunch of guys that going into last year were number 1 picks or they're close to it or top 30 guys or whatever it is. Let's go in for the bounce back year and not overreact to the 60 games or overreact to injuries or overreact to how guys did or did not respond to COVID situations and having to ramp back up well. And I mean, it's just too much. I mean, look at Christian Yelich, right? I mean, was there a more disappointing player last year than Yelich who just went? I mean, and Gardner taking him there is a great buy. I mean, this was a top 3 player last year. You know?
And he's just not going to be
Timmy taking Trevor Bauer.
Oh, he goes for it.
Wow. Okay. So there is the 4th pitcher off the board to our good friend, the great Tim McLeod.
Trevor Bauer. I will miss all of the Trevor Bauer off-season YouTube videos so much. It's going to be
Bellinger
going
in the first round. Wow.
I'm surprised at that. I moved him down a little bit because of the shoulder. A little nervous.
Yeah, Mace was saying that. You're really worried about that, huh? I mean, I can understand why, but
surgery on it.
The last report, he was the only taking one-handed swings.
Yeah, I moved him down a healthy bit.
Well, there goes Lindor. So Fred Zinke once again.
Dang,
Fred Zinke.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, I mean, we still have Harper on the board. We still have Machado on the board. We still have
a lot of pitchers. Rendon.
Here's a crazy.
I think we can get Rendon in the 3rd.
Here's a crazy question for you.
That'd be great.
Is there a pitcher in your mind that makes it back to us that's worth taking? Like, is Yu Darvish worth taking here?
I don't think Yu Darvish makes it back, but I would argue he would be.
Because
he's my fourth starting pitcher, so
because that creates quite an advantage. I mean, that was the only guy that came to mind for me.
I'm super open to going double pitcher here.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I haven't been a big fan of it, but I did it in my last 2 drafts, and I do like the way both of my teams turned out. So I would be willing to take that gamble with you guys.
I think that's the only guy for me. Harper,
because there goes Harper.
There goes Harpsicle.
Yeah. So right now it's
pitching's going to be rough this year. I mean, it's just going to be rough. There's no way around that.
Because
Eloy Jimenez is out there too. I just love that guy. I just want to say that out loud.
Big fan of Jimenez.
Me too.
Like we can add him to the queue right now too.
Certainly.
I put Machado in there as well. What if Mondesi makes it back to us?
I think he might. Quick question though. You said we can maybe get Arenado in the 3rd, which would be awesome. But then,
you mean Rendon?
Rendon, yeah, he's better than Machado.
Yeah, I think you can get Arenado in the 3rd or the 4th actually as well.
Yeah, so I wouldn't even consider Machado in the 2nd because of that, though.
Ozzy Albies goes next.
Wow, favoring second base.
Well, that's another thing Gardner and I talked about a lot. So DJ LeMahieu was the 3rd pick that I made in that same draft. Like I said, I love that team.
I love LeMahieu too.
I wouldn't be shocked if honestly, like if and there goes Yu Darvish. Okay, so that's off. So we fixed that. So here we go. So we got Machado, Rendon, LeMahieu, Judge, Jimenez. Those are the guys. The only pitchers are Giolito and Walker Buehler. And I love Giolito, but like I understand.
I love Giolito. I'm all aboard the Giolito train this year. So if you want to go Giolito on the double pitcher,
I mean, he gives you strikeouts. I think he's going to get a ton of wins. I love what they did with the bullpen. Nola just went. Because here's the thing: if we double up pitching, that everyone's going to be reaching after us.
Yes, because also another thing is the next tier, once another couple go off, like the next 4 or 5, is the worst tier to invest from.
Oh, terrible this year.
That middle tier of the like.
Oh yeah, and they're worse this year because the innings we have no idea what the response is,
and they're being boosted off of 2 months. They have the worst return.
Walker Buehler just went.
I think we got to survive 2 picks here to get. And they both, Erickson already took a pitcher. I don't know if he's going to double up.
We got Manny, we got Arenado, Giolito, and Jimenez. Wow, Castillo just went. Pitching's going.
I mean, do we want to talk about Mondesi at all, though? I mean, that's a lot of power, a lot of speed.
I don't. I don't. Okay. But I'm okay. I'm like I said, if it's a 2-1, you guys can.
No. If Giolito is okay with you guys
on this double on this pockets.
All right.
Shout to it.
I'm starting to feel crazy too.
No, but Giolito just went.
Oh, son of a
Machado, Mondesi.
Machado's off the table. He doesn't make any sense. He's not even better than Arenado or Rendon. Why would we take him?
Then Mondesi?
Mondesi, Eloy, Tucker.
Feels early for Tucker.
I like going the outfielder in the deeper league. I would lean Eloy.
Oh.
Eloy versus Mondesi here.
Hurry up.
Do
you guys decide.
Well, we're out of time. 7 seconds.
I took Eloy.
Nice.
We did it.
Oh. Okay.
Let's go. You know why? Because third base, we could probably get Suarez later, maybe, or somebody like that. There's some dudes.
We could take Rendon in the next round.
Yeah, or Arenado. Or Brandon.
Yeah, there were 3 third basemen. I don't know if any of them make it back to us, but well, Mondesi's more divisive than we thought.
I think some of them will make it back to us because I think some pitching is going to go around this turn.
I like Mondesi. I got to be honest. A little bit of that was that I'm already invested in Mondesi.
Here's a question for you. I mean, Scherzer went right after. Are we wrong for not considering him in that same vein?
I think he is worth. I could have said a lot of different pitchers. I thought you guys were kind of set on like Giolito or bust there with pitching, though. I mean,
who was just from an exercise standpoint from everybody else, like. I'm a little worried about Scherzer, and I have Scherzer shares still in keeper leagues, but I'm definitely concerned. Like I think he's starting.
You're still going to get good volume from him. Like I mean, that's the thing.
It's funny. Volume's the one thing I'm most concerned about with him.
Oh, really?
I mean, but does he have any real injuries that are?
No, he's just got a lot of mileage on him, and
yeah,
that's my concern.
But that's not mileage is not inherently like obviously he'll just die out at some point. But you don't necessarily have to have like a wear down period either. Like Verlander was amazing, and then he got hurt. It wasn't even like.
Well, you know what's working out for us right now is that so many pitchers have gone here too. Like, so the fact that we didn't
Mondesi start by Podhorser is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing too is thinking about like we went pitcher first, right? But look at all the pitchers that have gone here, and now look at everybody at the top who doesn't have. Like, there's going to be more pitchers I think to go right here. So I think we have a better shot at somebody we like here in the third round that maybe should not have lasted.
Yeah, because I mean I'd be okay with Tucker. I'd be okay with Rendon. I'd be okay with Machado. I'd be okay with Bogarts.
I'm good with these. LeMahieu is the one that sticks out to me because I hate second base.
Oh,
what'd you say, Paul?
Who put Judge in the queue?
I did.
Okay, we gotta move him way down. He has to play games.
No, I just put him in there. I think it was just when we put whoever we put when.
So second base, I think has some star power actually.
Oh wow, Alan Harrison started Tatis Bichette.
Hey, I did that with the Mondesi story.
I don't hate it.
What?
I don't hate it. I did that same start.
I said I know I hate it. I was like, dang. I think Bogarts is a good third round consideration too.
Yeah, I love Bogarts. I was telling Joe earlier today, like I actually have Bogarts above Bichette in my ranks because I feel like his safe floor is just so great.
I think I do too.
I'm okay with Bogarts.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think Bogarts is probably where I would lean next round. Bogarts or Rendon.
Rendon just went.
So,
Rendon just went.
Rendon just went.
Oh, yeah. Park you.
Alan Harrison.
You son of a.
All right, let's nail down our top three here so we don't run up against the 8 seconds again.
Let's try to get 5 really in the queue.
Okay.
Because
all right, so let's rank them. So Xander's everybody's 1.
Yep.
Okay. Is Kyle Tucker the 2, or is it Arenado or Machado?
I think it's Tucker.
There goes Xander.
Bogarts is gone. I would move personally. I like Arenado, LeMahieu the most.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on LeMahieu. I could put him at the 1.
I think there's a chance that Arenado could be there in the 4th for us too.
There goes Machado.
I say LeMahieu, Tucker.
Okay.
That multi-positional eligibility on LeMahieu is money.
I agree. If LeMahieu makes it to us in the 3rd, that's my preference. But we better have another plan too.
I'd say LeMahieu, Tucker,
guys past here.
And then, or do we want to talk about maybe Lance Lynn, Brandon Woodruff?
I like Woodruff and Gallen.
Do you have a preference between those, Joe? Do you not want to take another?
They're both great. I mean, Gallen I think is going to be hard pressed for W's, but Woodruff I don't think would be.
There goes LeMahieu.
Oh wow,
we're getting murked.
Rough, man.
It's all right. This is kind of expected. But I know it's not a just.
That's why I hate drafting in the middle. I hate drafting in the middle. It's the worst. I do.
Corey Seager, I prefer the ends too.
I like the middle.
Seager was brilliant last year, and I don't think it's a fluke. I just think he was finally healthy. I'm fine with that.
Justin, interested in your thoughts at least.
I mean, I would prefer Tucker because we get the speed.
He's our number 1 still.
Yeah. Okay.
There goes Devers, who I was actually about to bring up. I think Arenado should actually be in play this round. Is that us?
It is.
All right, Abreu goes. Tucker it is.
Tucker, yeah.
We're agreed on getting a stacked outfield. It's a power speed combo. Hopefully Arenado makes it back. If not, I think we can still adjust. I'm down for Tucker.
Are you okay with the batting average around the 270s?
Yeah, 270 is not bad.
Right. I mean, it's a standalone, so we don't have to. We can always punt batting average if we decide.
I am okay with Tucker. That works for me.
All right, we're in.
Do it.
I got it. Stop beeping at me.
I hate the beeping things. It's so frustrating.
It's panicky too. It really
I know. Can't we just have like a nice, calm person, maybe like a nice old Irish man or something, say, "Hey, you've got 10 seconds left there, laddie.
It's your turn.
Why don't you go there and just take your last pick for a second?" Hey there, wake up, slowpoke. You got your draft coming up. You got your draft coming up. Why don't you go there and take, I got 10 seconds. Oh, you only got 5 seconds.
Get yourself home and
5 seconds is plenty of time for you to take your pick.
So good. All right. So next round, let's see where I was going to suggest.
You know what I want for my football drafts? I want Dan Campbell, the new coach of the Detroit Tigers, Detroit Tigers, because we're doing baseball, Detroit Lions.
Yeah, the Lions.
Where he can come out there and be just like, you've got 8 seconds left, and you're going to bite your kneecap off, you son of a bitch.
Draft, boy.
JT Realmuto.
I'm going to eat that freaking knee. I was actually going to bring him up as a possible consideration. Don't even know how sold I was on it. Just food for thought. But
hey, you know what I like? Jimenez and Tucker, young. I am sick of the old farts, man. I'm done.
And they're insane. And you mentioned average. I think Eloy could counter Tucker's and carry him a bit for us with no problem.
I love Eloy. I think we haven't even come close to seeing how good that guy is.
Like, he can go like 330, 35, 110 type of season.
And that lineup is so good.
So
and the rest of the pitching in that division is questionable, except for the Indians.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Arenado Seager is our 1-2 punch right now.
Yeah.
Then we start to look where, because we got some pitchers in the queue.
Honestly, like if any of those pitchers come, like Woodruff, Gallen, Snell, Lynn. I mean, I love Lynn, so I'm okay with him.
Merrifield.
We better start adding some more guys though.
I can flip Lynn. Yeah, I'm going to put some more in. I can flip Lynn above Snell. You guys both specifically mentioned Lynn. I'm a Snell guy, but 2-1. We're using the 2-1 rule here, folks, to break the ties, and it's
the old 2-1.
The old 2-1 rule. What about? Let's see.
I'm just glad we're not using the height rule.
Oh,
well, I'm out.
I would make all the decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that'd be great. Let's actually switch to that. We're switching to height.
No.
I draft. What about?
And honestly, like I don't care about even taking Judge. Like if Judge was the guy that we ended up coming back, I'm okay. I like the whole taking the strength and conditioning thing to more flexibility and stuff like that. Like these guys are all jacked up and they keep getting hurt. It's time they start realizing that, like, that's
gotta
not
be lithe out there, dude. You gotta be making
lithe. Yes, good vocab. Lithe.
I threw Liam Hendricks into you as well.
Yeah. Well, Corey Seager just went. Springer just went.
Damn, Seager goes. Dang it. That's what I was really, really hoping for. I think Arenado will make it. But it's still a long way out.
You guys fans of first base? Because I'm not.
I'm a fan of taking it the following round. Are you saying somebody here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I still don't hate Paul Goldschmidt.
I don't either. I think he's available next round.
Yeah, I think
Goldie, Rizzo, Olsen, Muncy, that group is there, and there goes Arenado, frick. And they're all right
Goldschmidt's
there.
ADP is 99 right now.
I don't want to let it go too far, but I'm for it. Who put Vlad in there? Gross.
I did.
Why?
Because I'm putting guys in there.
Because you like 12 home runs at first base?
No, I'm just putting it out there.
Putting
guys in the queue. Our queue is going away.
So I understand. And there goes Vlad. Good.
There's go Vlad. So there you go. So I wasn't that crazy after all. I mean, I am. But
no. I know he's going early. I think just all of y'all are insane. I'm the one sane one.
The first time that has ever been said.
Yeah, the last
that's Rom had on that.
I also like Gleyber Torres too. I have a long enough memory to remember he had 38 home runs 2 years ago.
Does Joe Sheehan know that there are pitchers in this league?
Yeah, he's going to play the middle with the pitching.
Yeah, apparently. And there goes Woodruff.
Yeah, I'm not averse to Torres. I would actually wait. No, I do have Anderson higher.
Well, they're both in there, so
yeah. No,
I wouldn't mind making a little Chicago stack with Anderson.
Yeah,
I'm good with Anderson. I'm good with Lance Lynn if you want to keep that Chicago stack going too. Lance Lynn is so durable.
That's our number one right now. There goes Gallen.
I would love to like Gallen just going is not boding well for us getting Lynn. I don't think. But.
Yeah.
No, we'll see if Joe takes his first here and who it is. Maybe he goes Blake.
If he does, he'll take Blake Snell. I don't think he'll take Lynn.
And then Tim has Bauer. Doesn't mean he won't take one. Everyone else has one. Doesn't mean they won't take one. It just
does anyone have 2 or no?
Yes. Jeff Erickson and Dr. Roto both do.
They went pocket aces.
So they're unlikely to take one from us, but that still leaves.
We just got to get past Joe.
There goes Snell.
3.
Yeah, I told you he wouldn't take Lynn.
What do you guys feel about Liam Hendricks?
Yeah, I was actually about to bring that
starter. We could get the best closer.
We got Lynn, Anderson, Hendricks right there. I really like those as our top 3. I can move Hendricks to 2.
I think that's the order.
Okay. Where are you at? Justin, break the tie there. Do you want Hendricks or Anderson 2?
I think I'd rather have Hendricks and lock up saves.
Okay. Or
It's
at least
so early. Still a fourth round. You want to wait till 5, try to push the envelope there?
We could.
I mean, Hader hasn't gone yet either, has he?
no. There goes Judge.
There goes Aaron Judge. Wow.
I'm not shocked by that.
Round.
People are getting back in. I was
think
ready to
so,
do
too.
it this round.
By the way, one of our friends who lives somewhat close just lost power, so we might be getting hit with another rolling soon, just in case I disappear.
He's out.
Good luck, y'all.
Thanks.
There goes Ozuna.
Joe will do your voice in your absence.
Hey, guys.
It's not my voice.
Paul, what are you doing on Twitch nowadays? That was a question for Joe. But
Oh, sorry. I was reading about a player. I'm playing my games. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing games. My Paul needs some work. We need to spend more quality time together.
We need to bring Bogman in for that segment, I think.
There goes Robert, who I just put in the queue to keep our Chicago thing going.
Hey, Lance Lynn, 2 picks to us.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if he gets past this pick,
yeah,
because I don't think Jeff is good.
No,
he's not going to start pitcher, catcher, pitcher.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. So
I have no problem taking Torres here either. I love Torres. Torres is a stud.
How did Torres get above Hendricks though?
Because I just did it. Because I can't take a closer in the 4th round here. Have you guys had success taking
Rosarena?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I used to take. I've taken like 2 closers. There goes Conforto. So I think we survived.
Have you had success
we're getting
closers this year?
I have.
Yes.
Okay.
I used to do back-to-back in like 4, 5, 5, 6, and I had success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we can
They
get
can
them
also
cheap
blow up in your
later.
face.
That's what I mean. We can get them cheap later.
Anything can blow up in your face, so that doesn't make that's more.
No, it's not. But saves are the only thing you can find more readily available than anything else.
We're set on Lynn right here, right?
Yeah, Lynn's
yeah. Well, look, it's the pick. So just do it. Do it.
I
Done.
Snap did it. I didn't really wait
Pow.
for the confirmation. We'd already decided.
Pow.
Boom. We got our 2 aces. All right, now it's time to pound some hitting.
I'm not chasing closers here. Enough.
It's a nightmare this year. Getting one of the 2 or 3 best is not a bad idea.
I'm fine. I just don't want. Look, if we didn't take a pitcher first, I would be fine with it. Like if you were coming back and be like, hey, let's be the first people to take Hader or Hendricks.
A lot of hitting in the middle. I think you're underestimating the viability of the strategy. We didn't do it though, so don't worry. What are you arguing?
I'm not worried. I'm just
gonna make the argument again here in a few picks, though.
That's fine. It's fine. Lynn is a better investment.
I agree. I think we just got to.
Plus, he looks like someone we'd
pitchers.
hang out with, which I like.
For sure.
He's just a regular guy.
Yeah, he's got a beard, which I like.
Why does everyone hate Paul Goldschmidt? Like, I don't get it.
Because he stopped running.
But did he? I mean,
he did.
Yeah, but
really?
he did a couple of years ago. And no, I think it's more carryover from 2019. To be honest, I don't think he's getting credit for what he did. I mean, the power kind of went away.
He had a stretch when he came back into the lineup last year. Was on fire.
I know. He went 34.97. You can't fake that.
Well, look, Goldschmidt, Suarez. There goes Alonso. Rosarena went. Good to Rasball, eh? That's interesting. I would not think Rudy's a
really
Rosarena guy.
I could see him because there's a lot to back up what he's been doing.
Yeah,
and if they see that empirical backup, they're in on it, even if it looks like a riskier play, which I respect and I totally agree with.
So Ray Flowers from Fantasy Guru has not taken a pitcher yet.
Interesting. He's got Acuna, Bregman, Machado, Torres.
Some good hitting.
Does Torres have second base this year?
No, just shortstop. But you know what's funny is that like
corner or middle, which is fine, by the way.
All 4 of those guys at one point have had a second or first round grade on them in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Biggio. Interesting.
It's supposed to, a lot of 2020 love out there for him. Like not the year, the viability to go 2020.
To go to 2020.
Let's see what Allen does. I'm going to guess Allen goes pitcher here. I mean, he started Tatis, Bichette, Rendon. So he's got power, he's got speed, he's got batting average. He needs some pitching. So I'm going to say he goes Maeda, Corbin Burns.
If I'm Ray Flowers right now, I go with Hader and I start building the bullpen and I go the other route.
I know Hendricks number one.
Well, whatever.
Oh, there goes Hader.
There's Hader. I'm fine with Hader at one, by the way. I'm just asking.
All right. We need to add some more guys here.
At one. Yeah, we need to add a whole lot more guys.
What about Brandon Lau?
I love Brandon Lau. I'm super in on that.
Second base and outfield eligibility.
Hey, can I add Nelson Cruz to our queue?
You can. You can always add Nelson Cruz
to the queue. Can we do that? You ready to do that? How can we add some JD Martinez to that queue? Good times.
Probably JD over Cruz now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably,
just
but I'm
age
good
alone. I am good either way, but just age alone. He went double. See, now I like this. I like this move a lot. Hader Hendricks. To get two pitchers. I respect the hell out of this move.
Do we think about Chapman?
That's the right thing to do because there's no value on the board at pitcher. So why not take the value on the board at closer? This is by far the most diverse labor draft I've seen in the 2 years I've been doing it. Like in those 2 years, like
I think
all over the map.
2020 has bred that.
Yeah.
I think it's part of like, well, what there's nothing that like is everybody's
just taking the. There is no chalk anymore. It's literally the board all of a sudden just unfolds itself, and you just need to react to it.
Correct.
And more so than before.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fascinating because I haven't done an auction yet, and I can't wait to see how auction goes. And Corbin Burns went, which is fascinating.
It's a good pick. I like Corbin Burns. I believe in a lot of what he did.
I do too.
I do too. I mean, look, that's his number one pitcher, right?
Yeah. He's gonna need to follow him up with like a Barrios.
He's like two more pitchers.
And Podhorser just took his first pitcher too. It's Carlos Carrasco.
Okay.
Oh, I love that Carrasco.
Get behind that completely.
I like both those picks.
Yep. All right, I love what we got here. We got 3
I don't
picks.
hate the Voit pick, by the way. I love.
We got 3 picks to us here, and we got Goldschmidt, Suarez, Brandon Lau, JD Martinez, Nelson Cruz, Charlie Blackmon. I'm good. I'm
gonna put my vote in on Lau.
I put my vote in on.
I'm gonna vote Lau too. I thought you hated second base to try to sway.
I do hate second base. I'm just not
second base.
I'm not 100% sold on that guy yet. But
okay, what was your vote going to be for Goldie?
My vote was going to be for Goldie.
I think we can get Goldie next round, honestly.
All right. Well, if we can't, at least we have. Well, Castellanos just went. Gray just went.
Castellanos.
Okay. Castellanos.
You know what? I'm willing to play the game and see if we get JD or Nelson Cruz on the way back. So if you want to go Lau here, I hate second base enough to support that decision.
Okay,
that's excellent. How much I hate second base.
We got triple agreement. We're doing
triple agreement.
Hey, another little youth play too. Not he's not a baby, but he's in that peak period.
This is a dynasty league too, right? So
we're totally going to win labor in 3 years.
We're going to dominate this league for years to come.
Put him in a field, which is annoying as hell, but it's okay. We know where we're putting him.
Can we not move that on this site?
Not that I'm aware of. In that roster area, you can't. If you click on their name, it just brings up their profile.
Lame.
Annoying. It's not the end of the world, but just a little annoying. Just enough.
It hurts my feelings.
Completely.
Ooh, KDS is about to run for the tag team league.
Oh, snap.
Let's go. Me and Shelly going to take that down.
There goes Teoscar.
That's okay.
Oh, hi for me. Love him.
I love Teoscar, but you're paying for the ceiling at this point.
Yeah, you're paying for what he did. And
there goes Goldschmidt. I'm really surprised Goldschmidt went that high. I really am. Especially with guys like...
Joe's not talking anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm just texting back Welsh about something.
Olsen, Muncy is still on the board. Goldschmidt just went. And I'm just surprised with guys like Muncy and Olsen still on the board, and Rizzo.
Yeah, Muncy, Rizzo, Olsen are my next 3. I'm good to take first base here. This is around the time to do it. I would have been great with Goldie. We can also go our UT, guy and wait on first base. And
I would definitely go UT guy here. And I mean, I don't think that's a no brainer as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Nelson Cruz and JD. I mean,
Cruz or JD Martinez, if they're there, I'm happy with.
Yep.
I mean, Cruz has returned top 10 hitter value like every year for the last like 2 or 3 seasons.
Basically, it's a peak first baseman at
UT. And listen, and the other thing with Cruz is in phenomenal shape every year. Like that dude is he looks better than Lance Lynn. You know what I mean? Like he looks better than a lot of guys. Or like he looks like a 27-year-old, and I don't care what he's on. I really don't care. I hope I'd like some of it. So whatever it is, like just keep hitting. I'm good. I'm cool. We're down.
Yeah, just
your boy Kyle Hendricks is back in your queue here, right? What's this? Oh, Kyle Hendricks. Liam Hendricks was there. I was like, wait a minute, I thought you went. How many picks to us? I still got a ways.
We got a little bit.
Freed and Ryu. What do you think about Freed this year, Sporer? I know he was our guy last year.
Yeah, I'm still in. I still am seeing
in that other draft that I did, the Pocket Aces. Freed was my 3rd guy.
Oh, that's hot. Jeez,
it's such a sick draft. I'll show it to you later. It's just it was
really filthy.
He fell to me in like the 6th round, and I was like, okay, if you're gonna give me that gift, I'll open it.
Sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. You're forcing me to take it.
So
Kenta Maeda.
I'm surprised Maeda lasted that long.
Well, you know what's funny? Ryu and Maeda just went almost back to back, and those were 2 guys that had a lot of shares of last year because nobody wanted them for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Ryu had one bad start to start the year, and then he was great like the rest of the season. Like, people are like, oh, he's never going to be any good because he went to Toronto. I was like, really? Have you watched the last year and a half of him?
He was great.
He's good when he's on the mound. It's just a matter of how many innings are you going to get out of him.
Yeah, no, I understand. I agree with that.
Where are you guys at on Zach Plesac?
I wouldn't want to take him yet.
I honestly like Savali later better.
Oh, Kyle Hendricks goes.
I do too.
You bastards!
In terms of like ROI situation.
He is coming up for me, but I'd rather go like Greinke.
Is there a crazier like high-low stock the last 2 years than Ketel Marte?
No.
Right? Like that's been crazy.
I just don't know about himself, man.
The problem is too, the power went right back to 19 or 18, making 19 look like stone cold fluke, like just a spike season. And now you're going to bring down the ball a little bit too, and it's like, ooh.
And he's one of those guys, if you look at like StatCast, like he's a fence scraper.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So now you bring down that ball, and I just
look. I know someone's going to yell at me for putting Correa in the queue, but I'm still not ready to.
I'm okay with that.
All right, because I think that's also a pivot here to start getting some infield a little bit. I mean, we don't have a lot of stolen base potential. Oh, actually, no, we're okay. Like,
I also like Tommy Edman.
I love
that triple eligibility at short, third, and outfield.
Yeah, I love, and he could play. Isn't he going to play second this year? He's taking over for Wong, so he's going to probably be quite eligible. I love him. I have him ranked.
Look at Steve's team right now: Yelich, Darvish, Corey Seager, Ozuna, Fried, and Strasburg. Every year, Steve Gardner. That's why he wins these leagues.
It's really good. Strasburg was my next ranked pitcher.
Who is your next couple pitchers ranked? Just curious, like if you want
Greinke.
to keep. I like Greinke too.
Urias, Plesac's in there too. I don't
for me.
There he goes. So Greinke, Urias, Montas, and then who for you?
Ian Anderson, Barrios.
Ooh, you are high on Ian Anderson.
Yeah, I love Ian Anderson. I was so impressed by what he did.
He was unbelievable.
He was impressive. I'm okay. Let's put his.
I'm also a big Corbin guy.
Patrick?
But we can wait a little. I
think
on him.
Wait on him, but I'm excited to see his.
Yeah, me too. Well, look, JD and Cruz basically were a lock here to get one of them. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna get one of them.
Barrios goes. So
do we have JD above Cruz?
Yeah, just the younger guy there. Otherwise, I mean, here's a quick thing though. Are we at all worried about JD? I said there was like nothing to worry about in an article, and then someone broke down how like he really wasn't that good against righties in 19, and so his crazy versus lefty work was really carrying him. He had a 793 OPS against righties with 17 homers, 1381 against lefties with 19 homers in 170 plate appearances. So
we have a young enough team to have Cruz.
He is the more reliable hitter. The only thing is, obviously, he's $1 million and he can get hurt. But I think between the two, he's probably the better.
It's not like Martinez has been a pillar of health.
And he's 33 too. He's not a baby. So okay, let's pivot back and go. Let's go Cruz.
With Loy and Tucker, and we got a lot of youth here. Let's get some salty veteran in there. Yeah,
we need someone to lead the clubhouse.
Agreed.
That's right. We need a clubhouse leader. Yeah. That's what this is about. Yes. More than anything.
First base,
first base or a pitcher.
Okay.
We're starting to get into that underbelly now, where people get
if
2 and
Muncy
3.
Makes it back, that's triple eligibility right there.
I'm okay with him too.
Yeah,
there's definitely some dudes there.
Rizzo, Olsen, Muncy. What's the order?
I am Muncy.
Rizzo, Olsen personally.
Let's see. I got my ranks. I'm looking at them.
There goes Gurriel. Damn, like him.
Yeah, we get so much outfield already. There's so many good outfielders later too.
Yeah, we only have 2.
I have Muncy, then Baum, then Rizzo, then Olsen.
Muncy, Baum, Rizzo, Olsen. Okay, yeah.
I'm a big Framber guy too.
I'm a big Framber guy too. So.
I am a small Framber guy. I'm not a non-existent Framber guy. He did not
quality start machine.
Oh no, I can't put much stock into that. I don't think it's
so much money in DFS with him last year.
He was great last year, but that doesn't do anything for us this year.
Oh, I know.
He has an unearned strikeout rate that he did not deserve in the slightest. He didn't make any fundamental changes to really earn that walk rate improvement either. So and he's a 2-pitch guy. I think there's a big reckoning for him. I don't think he's going to be like, a 5 ERA guy, but I'm thinking mid to high 4s as things kind of come back to him, unless he develops a third pitch that's reliable. Because right now he's a 2-pitch guy, and I just don't see how the strikeouts hold, and I don't see even how the walks hold, to be honest.
Where do you have Karinchak?
He would be. I have Diaz next. Iglesias.
I'm not against Ian Anderson here either.
And Karinchak, I think.
Because where pitching is right now, to get one more guy that we believe in as a third. Because after that, then it's, unless you want to go with Luzardo or somebody like that too. Charlie Morton. Like Luzardo, Morton's a lot of age.
You guys are high on Anderson. I'm not averse.
I do love me some Ian Anderson.
I like the Sixto Sanchez, dude. I just like saying Sixto Sanchez. Sixto Sanchez. If I ever have another kid, I'm going to name it Sixto.
Flowers with the Burns Granke 5.6 to recover from not taking a pitcher in the first 4.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Decent.
Not bad at all.
And now we'll see, will Alan Harrison take his first starter? Or is he just going to punt strikeouts and wins?
Chris Paddock.
Hey, man, guy's been a top 15 starter before. I don't know that I would want him as my number 1.
Yeah, see, look, he's not a 1, so there's no. I'm just if I'm him, I would take Charlie Morton right here immediately, or Patrick Corbin or something like that, just to somebody else that you think, okay, this could be one of those guys. Which, by the way, they're in our queue too. If you want to, I don't know how you rank these pitchers, Paul, coming up, but I'm not against Muncy. I know we all like him. Anderson just went, so he's off the board.
Out of the queue. He's never a chance.
Yeah,
he's up the team. Not unless he drafts 6 more rounds.
What happened to Corbin last year? You have a
preparation seems to be a big thing.
I think the start and stop. Yeah,
I know. I think Alex Fast has talked about. I want to say that there was an article that Fast had read where Corbin talked about it. Mm-hmm. And he lost that velo, and he just never really got going. So you kind of betting a little blind. But it was a 2 month. I don't really feel bad betting blind on some stuff like that in a season.
Well, I don't look. I will always bet on guys that throw 200 innings, and that guy did it for almost 3 straight years. Mm-hmm. So if we're gonna bet on somebody here, I'd rather bet on. It's like the Lance Lynn thing. It's let's bet on somebody who actually plays. I can't anymore. I'm over it. I like taking shots as much as the next guy, but like this year especially, I am so petrified of some like where people are at with their stamina, and I don't worry about Corbin.
There goes Jay Dizzle. That's a free pick for us. We were never going to take him.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man.
So are we leaning Muncy here if he makes it to us?
Correct.
And there goes Alvarez.
Who was another guy that we talked about earlier before the draft. Of another guy like taking a shot on,
Mm-hmm.
That's a league winner right there.
Could be. Or he
It
could
certainly can be,
100
yeah.
plate appearances.
Right. I'm just saying, like, if you want to circle like picks where you're like, okay, that could be a league winner, I think that's it at 7. That's tremendous.
I hate to downside that early in a draft.
So you want to go Muncy here and then try to hope that Corbin makes his way back to us or something like that?
I think pitchers are similar enough that if it's not him, it'll be somebody in that realm that I'm comfortable enough with. Yeah.
Are you worried at all about the batting average dip of Muncy? I know it's only 60 games, but
because he was fine in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was himself.
He was good in the playoffs. No, that's for sure.
I think it was
back-to-back 35 home run seasons. I'm good with him too.
Yeah, I think it's totally BABIP.
He could play everywhere. He's still eligible everywhere in this league.
Yeah,
too.
Mm-hmm.
we could feasibly put him at second. Keep Lau in the outfield if things don't pan out the way we want for the outfield.
Do it. There's no way we weren't getting Max Muncy in this draft between the three of us. Like I just knew that as soon as like we were doing it together. I was like, well, Max Muncy's going to be a pick for us.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So let's see.
Oh, my
Looking at our team, we've got plenty of power.
Can never have enough power.
Yep, you can literally never have enough.
We've got some speed.
Yeah.
Batting average might be a little bit of a question mark.
We're hit and miss. I mean, I think Eloy and Cruz carry it. Tucker and Lau sit in the middle, and Muncy drags it down. Even a rebounded Muncy drags it down still.
Yeah, but we could find a guy like Michael Brantley later to help pop it up.
Oh, I'm not even concerned about it.
I'm a little worried about the stolen bases right now. If
I was actually going to bring that up. We talked about Edman, who I love.
Mm-hmm.
Also has hell eligibility. What about Buxton, though?
I was just looking at the same name. I was just looking at the same.
He'll be our third outfielder, though, not our fourth. It lists Lau there, but don't forget we're putting him at second. So if you guys are having a spreadsheet, I would put our roster in it. You're seeing it as it is, not as they're listing it.
The spreadsheet is in my mind.
Well, I don't have that good of a brain.
I know.
So what do we think about? What do we think about Buxton?
I'd rather have the other pitcher because I think with Charlie Morton or Corbin or one of these guys, or even right now we got Luzardo, Morton, Corbin, and Sixto in our queue. I am not against going stolen bases if you want to, and just trying to figure out.
We can get stolen bases late too with guys like Leody Taveras.
Well, the Andres Jimenez's of the world too. I think that guy's going to steal some bases. But look, I'm not against Buxton either because
Buxton can change the game, man.
He could also not be on our team for half the season.
Everyone can be like that.
But Buxton has consistently done that.
And
well, look, if he plays 140 games, he's going to steal 30 bases. I don't think any of us disagree with that, right?
I agree. Yeah, could steal 40.
What I like about Buxton is the power's trending in the right direction too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only stole 2 bases last year too.
He didn't really go. There's a few guys like that though, and I just wonder if
some teams, I think some teams were like, "Don't steal. It's short season.
Yep.
We don't need you in the IL."
Yep.
So I'm not super worried about that.
That's where I come out with it. What about Edman then? We haven't talked about him. Justin and I are in on him. Where do you come out on Edman?
Let me bring him up here a second.
I know that I got a lot of heat for ranking him 17th among my outfielders.
Yeah, and I'm not an Edman guy.
And I checked Paul's the next day, and he had him at 15.
Yep, I'm not an Edman guy. I'd rather roll the dice on Buxton or Correa or one of these pitchers right here. I feel like Edman's just like, I don't know. the new Martin Prado, and I'm just not that excited about it.
Oh, Prado never ran like that. Never even really had the power like that. Not that it's
Well, he came out and he stole 15 bags out of the gate in last year. I understand like people didn't want guys to run and things like that. I get it, but like I don't know. Guys with 368 sluggings don't get me excited.
I remember too though that it was a weird season for the Cardinals.
I know.
They
Strikes
didn't
out too. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not an Edman guy. I like he's a fun player. He's a good baseball player. I'm just not in terms of like he doesn't move the needle here for me. Like I don't want to be safe here. We're already like, you know.
I don't think it's particularly safe. I'm just open to it. I'm open on Buxton. There goes Fromber.
If you guys both want to go Buxton, I'll
Here's my thinking. Is there not like a strong chance that Corbin or Morton makes it back? The guys that we're looking at, like of all the people that we're talking about, do they not have the best chance to make it back?
Probably Morton because of the age.
Morton because of the age, and Corbin. A lot of people are out on Corbin. Like
yeah, but honestly, like Rudy's got 2 picks, and I'd be shocked if one of them wasn't Corbin. Like,
really? You think he's that big
I
of
would.
a Corbin guy? I mean, he's got.
I just know his. Typically, what I know is that whenever I'm on the guy, Rudy's on it. Like I just, But look, there's also
Rudy's
guys.
Also got 2 starters. I don't know. I mean, I'm more worried about Podhorzer and Pianowski, who both only have 1 starter.
I mean, is there a reliever here that moves your needle? That's the only other thing. Oh, Corbin just went, so there you go.
No, that ends that conversation.
Hey, respect for you being on it because I thought he would sit longer. I like him. I thought we could just wait longer.
It's too sharp of a crew. They're gonna go back. I think there's a lot of people in this draft who are just like
he's literally never joining this team.
Yeah.
If he's available 5 rounds, you can take him.
I was so upset about Lamet, I dropped my phone.
5 rounds, you can take him.
Yeah.
Seriously, like even before the injury, I wanted nothing to do with it. Throw that in. You truly could not Venmo me enough to take him.
Oh, damn. I don't know. The black books sound like hotcakes. I'm sure you could Venmo enough.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we took Muncie because Olsen and Rizzo went like right after that.
Yeah.
No, did you guys see Lamet? Oh, wait, were you talking about Lamet because I was talking about Lamet for a second or because
Lamet back in?
Kept ending up back in our queue.
Yeah. And then Gardner took him right after.
No, they're gonna roll that back. He timed out.
Oh, he timed out. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's like that's a lot of injury risk with Strasburg in your and Lamet.
It's just a surprising timeout from the commissioner. So I figured something was. He must have been on the.
Maybe he was on the radio.
Yep. That's just the resumption.
I'm good with Buxton here. If we want, let's roll with some athleticism. Let's go with it because that's a stolen bases is the deficit, and a 30 steal guy who's got more potential pop, I think is worth rolling the dice on over Edman. I just think he's limited. Like I think we've seen the best of Edman. I think that first run was his best run.
How dare you?
But I'm open on Buxton. He was my suggestion, so let's do it. If he makes it,
I mean, there's also the Moustakas of the world, and there's also the Dom Smith. Like, there's a lot of like nice players out there still too. If you want to go there, I mean, I don't know what you guys stand on catchers. I hate catchers, but like,
I think at this point, I'm not unless one of these catchers around here drops.
We haven't gotten in the tier yet. That's kind of interesting. And they'll go soon. They might not even make it back with like Contreras, Grandal, and those couple of guys. But 3 have gone already. I'm not bending over backwards to jump there. There's just not enough people who can get game changers to put us behind in any real appreciable way.
Where do you stand on Bundy?
I love Bundy.
I'm not a Bundy guy.
All right. Well, Paul and I are in that room, so we're gonna. Yeah, he's making the queue.
I need to call Paul's utility company and have them shut off the power
at a very specific time.
My votes.
Listen, can you just shut off the power to this address?
Just for a little while, please.
Just like 2 hours. That's it.
So we've had a run there with Bohm, Moustakas, McCullers going. Solid picks all around.
Yeah. Moustakas is a no-brainer pick here. Like that's a good value in the 8th round. I think Baum is a really good pick too. Like
I love Baum.
If you heard Justin earlier in his first base rank, I think he'd have been very open to picking him. There goes Correa. and it's
Chris Bryant.
And so we're getting our boy. We're going to get Byron Buxton here. Okay.
Get some steals. Let's do it.
You'll have something to talk about with Liss on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Now let's pivot our entire focus over to pitching because that's what our next pick is going to be. So let's talk about
if we win this league doing this, the three of us, this is we're going to do every draft like this now. I wonder if there's something to that too, where you have enough like good minds who respect each other to sit down and actually like hammer out the discussion points. If it's almost like crowdsourcing a team and you end up actually having the better product.
I think it can certainly work if everyone kind of plays a role, right? I mean, that's why Glenn and Rick work so well. They play their roles and they have specific.
Well, they also just draft Cowboys in every draft that they do, but
they have specific, smart roles that are set up that work, and they've got it down pat. But yeah, it can absolutely work, and I'm eager to see how this goes.
Do we want to talk about a closer for next round?
Yeah, we do.
I just said pitchers.
Yep, all these guys I'm good with. Everyone who throws the ball here, I'm good with.
So
do we prioritize Hand first?
Well, there goes Charlie Morton to who? To who? Say
Rudy.
It. Say his name.
Rudy that wasn't Gamble. Patrick Corbin.
I know he's going to take one of those guys. I know Rudy's going to take one of those guys. I said it.
You specifically said Corbin.
I said Corbin, but that was because he was the first guy. And once Corbin was gone, it was going to be Morton.
You never broached the Morton subject.
He did. I got Joe's back on this.
Not on Rudy.
I said Rudy and I think exactly the same. He's gonna take everything.
You never say anything about Morton. Roll back the tape. I'm correct.
Right. Roll back the tape.
All right. So there goes Karen check. So we're at Kenley and Hand. Rosenthal doesn't have a job. Nick Anderson's too sketchy. So do we hope one of those two falls? And if not,
we do. I mean, one person has two closers already in that upper tier area. So
let's talk.
I would prioritize Hand over Jansen personally.
I agree.
Why is
I
that?
just don't. I just worried about Kenley's performance down the stretch last year, and he's in the last year of his deal, so not as tied to him.
He has saved every game for the Dodgers in the last 3 years.
Wow.
I saw that stat and I was like, Jesus, that's kind of crazy.
I'm kind of mad that the Q has Hand high because I don't know that the market is the market reacting that way.
I don't know. The rankings on RT are oddly good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're too stop.
They're actually good. Yeah.
So I don't think Corbin's going that
Can
high.
I throw Musgrove into this?
Yes, you can.
All right. Let's
do
do
you
that.
know who you're talking to?
I'm just saying, let's put Musgrove in this conversation. Little Joe Musgrove action.
I'm actually surprised Musgrove's still on the board at this point.
Dylan Moore. Yeah, Corbin has been sitting with a 135 ADP, max of 167, min of 100. So that's why I wasn't really seeing him. I'm like, I don't think he's going to come up yet. And then he did. And then Brad Hand, he's at 120. So he's
I
in
just
range
hate the middle.
He's
middle
in range here.
Sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, they both have pluses and minuses. I do prefer an end.
I prefer the ends for sure.
But I think they both have pluses and minuses.
I like the middle.
You do? I hate being at everyone else's mercy.
I feel like you're less at other people's
Sure,
mercy.
you're certainly at their mercy the other way too, though, because you pick two players and you wait an eternity.
Yeah, but I have a whole but once that first round goes and then it starts to come back to me, I can really craft and then go, okay, I can get these two things now, and you can see it allows you to see the board better. I always feel.
I mean, like I said, I tend to agree. I prefer an end.
Let's just say Justin's wrong. Just for fun. Let's just say he's wrong.
But he's not. That's the thing. He's not wrong.
Third person. That's definitely wrong.
Goodness.
Nothing correct about that.
I'm wearing the Justin Mason Glob t-shirt.
Love it. How'd you get associated with a phrase that I came up with? Don't know, but love it.
Yeah, I'm just that pretty.
It's true. That is stone cold fact.
Yes.
I'm just throwing some names in there. So throwing in Reese Hoskins. I'm throwing in these kind of guys right now just to see.
I have like 400 second basemen before Gavin Lux.
I know. I'm just throwing guys in there. Well, we already have a second baseman. I'm just kind of
the ones that we would be apt to take. Yeah, we do, by the way, with Lau. So you're right. Plus, we have second eligible as well.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to keep Muncy.
Bliss.
I'd like to play him at second if we could. I mean, first base sucks.
Well, we already have. Wow. I mean,
look, I know it was a small sample, but I saw Mountcastle in the minor leagues enough to be pretty confident that kid can hit. So
I put Cabrera and Hayes in there as well.
I'm fine with Hazy too.
I love me some Hayes. Love me some Hayes. So we're
just
in
me, or
nice
does
round.
it feel like just typically right now that it's just a weaker pool of players than in the past? It feels. I don't know if it's just a transition year, and that happens sometimes. You know, where you get for instance, like Ramon Laureano last year. Everybody's darling was Ramon Laureano, right?
Sure.
Oh, all right. Are we taking hand?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, do it.
Yates goes first. I mean,
that's not surprising.
Okay. Let's make sure that if you are going to make a pick, tell me so that we don't like. No, I don't care. It's just like that's good. That's the.
I do what I want.
It's perfect way to.
I do what I want.
No. Are you afraid?
Can I tell a funny hand? Can I tell a funny hand story related to baseball?
When the cue's been messed with both.
All right, true story. Ready? Story time with Joe Pisapia. All right, here we go. You can clip this later.
What's related to?
It's related to hands and baseball. Okay. Opening day in college. I'm in Philadelphia, right? We go obviously to opening day and then Veteran Stadium, which is like, complete cesspool, horrible, but great because it's so cheap and, you can just go sit wherever you want. So we did. So this is true story. So opening day, they have a guy, right? They have it's a true story. They have an eagle fly from home plate out into the bleachers in center field to a guy on a glider, the glider guy who is like some guy who was the first guy to hang glide over some kind of nonsense. Hang glides in, true story, hang glides in to the pitcher's mound, then hands the ball to the guy who had the first successful hand transplant and throws out the first pitch. And my buddy Kurt, my best friend, has a sign and he is screaming, hand 316, hand 316. And this is when Stone Cold Steve Austin was like, it had to be like 98 or 97, like 98, 99, somewhere around there where Stone Cold was just huge. And he read about this. He's like, dude, we got to go to opening day. This is going to be amazing. We got to go see this. And he had this sign that said hand 316. I don't know why, but every time I see Brad Hand, that's all I think about.
That's really funny. There goes Verdugo. Oh, Rudy's pissed.
Look at Alex Verdugo go into Bloomfield. I love that. He was so good last year.
Yeah, wasn't Rasball on that early?
What, Verdugo?
Yeah, last year.
I don't know. All I know is that Verdugo hit lefties last year at a stunningly good clip. Yeah, what do you think of Yastrzemski?
I love Yastrzemski. I don't know.
The guy just doesn't stop hitting, I feel like.
I agree, dude. He's a G. I'm a big fan. I'm really
throwing his ass in there. If somebody you want to take out of the queue, you go take out Lux. We could take him out if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, he's just.
I'm just going through throwing in names that look interesting, so we don't get caught off guard.
Guy. I mean, he's older, but like, what?
Dude, he just keeps hitting.
Yeah, what is wrong about what he does? Like, what? I mean, what are they gonna?
I don't know. Like, the dude literally just doesn't stop hitting for 2 years now. I mean, he was actually better.
I'm all like disagreeing with you guys, and I'm on mute at the same time, like yelling at you about Yaz and.
But why? He was actually, I mean, I know it's, again, smaller sample, I get it, but like arguably better last year, like as a hitter than he was in 2019.
He's like a low 20s homer guy with like a 280 average. It's meh. It's like nothing special about him.
Did we lose Paul?
We did lose Paul. Whoa.
We lost Paul. Rolling blackout.
He's frozen on the screen, which is great. I'm going to leave him there just for posterity's sake. So it's up to you and me.
All right. Now the draft really begins. All right.
Yeah. Now we can. We got to recover from the bad picks that Paul has made.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm good with Musgrove here if it makes it back to us.
I love that idea.
And if he doesn't, I'd like to take Bundy. I just think we need some more pitching. I know you don't, but you know Paul does too. So
hate
Look,
Bundy.
I know,
Can
but
I-
like, where do you want to go instead? Like, it's not pretty, Mace. It's just
No.
unless you want to go take a chance on David Price, I'll do that with you. You
No,
want to do that, sweetheart?
I'd rather go Bundy.
Sweetie,
Can I
you want some
interest
David
you
Price?
in a share of Sandy Alcantara?
Well, I mean, let's do the Wayback Machine on David Price. I mean, how bad was it? I mean, he's older.
I just
know?
worry we don't even know like what he's been doing. Like we haven't seen him on a mound in a year.
You don't
Like,
even know his last name. Like
Yeah.
you're like Carrie Underwood. You're just like,
yeah. And they've got so much depth at starting pitching.
okay.
if
Well,
he
here's the
struggles.
thing. All right, so do you want to take chances on David Price, Eduardo Rodriguez, Corey Kluber, who got a ton of money from the Yankees, which I think should perk everybody's ears up, to tell you the truth.
Personally, I'd rather go Musgrove, and if Musgrove goes before that, I'd rather pivot to like a Hayes or a Hoskins.
How many pitchers we got right now? We got two.
We just got the two starters, so we could
That's
do
not enough.
Kevin Gausman.
I
No.
think I'd rather have Musgrove and God. I mean,
All right,
obviously, yeah.
let's do Musgrove or Bundy.
It's Musgrove or bust. I feel like it's gonna be a bad scene. Look, at least Bundy's gonna give us strikeouts. Oh, Yastrzemski just went. You see that?
Oh, thank God.
To who? Steve
Oh.
Gardner, the smartest man on the planet. Steve Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you guys on Montas? I know he was.
We love Montas.
Now Montas was my dude last year, but I got hurt. Like
Both
personally,
Paul and I love Montas.
why are you buying Montas bouncing back?
I mean, yes, I know that there was a struggle when he was dealing with the back issues, but he started off hot, had the back issue, and then finished hot. I do have Musgrove ranked above Montas, but only by 2 spots.
Well, look, we've got to have 3 guys ready to go here. So okay. Musgrove, Montas, Bundy. Is that what you want to do, or Bundy?
I think that's it right there.
All right,
Musgrove, Montas, Bundy.
Okay, I can live with that. I'll tell you, if he does it to me 2 years in a row, man, I'm gonna go to his house and slap him around.
I live closer, so I can do that for you.
I'm gonna fly to your house, then we're gonna go together and do it.
Yes, you can stay at my house.
I'm just glad I got that hand story in before Paul left, because that story that is a true story, by the way. Because who can make that up? And why did they go through all that? There goes Musgrove.
Oh, all right. Well,
son of a bitch.
Well, we're going to get Montas or Bundy right here, so I'm okay with either. I'm a little scared about Bundy, but
yeah, but like at a certain point, it's strikeouts, right? And that's the one thing, you can't have enough of those.
I just worry about the late velo drop on him.
See, he's one of the guys where I actually think like it's not the worst thing in the world to have him not pitch a full season last year. All
right, well, we have our choice between Montas and Bundy.
I mean, Montas was my dude last year, so I'll go back into that well, because I think Paul would probably agree with that too. So
all right,
let's do it, Montas.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I love me some Frankie Montas. I already got him on a number of teams this year. All right, so then, I mean, we can leave Bundy in the queue. He makes it back to us.
Yeah, well, I think at this point now,
I'm not going to kick him out of bed.
So right now we got Muncy, Cruz, Tucker, Brandon Lau, Eloy Jimenez, Byron Buxton, and we got Lance Lynn, Frankie Montas, Jacob deGrom in hand. So we got 3 decent starters. Montas, who I think has still a lot of upside. I think we're trying to convince ourselves a little bit, but if Tucker and Jimenez play up to their capabilities, this could be a very good team. So
yes, I think so. Definitely has some variance.
It does, but we got to start hitting the middle infield here a little bit too, because I mean, we can move Lau to second base, which is probably what we're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play Muncy at third or first.
Either.
Well, look, let's take the best corner guy then when it comes back.
I mean,
we got Urshela, we got Hayes. I'm fine with Hayes. I'm fine with Urshela. I'm fine with Hoskins.
I'm a little worried. I love Urshela from a straight skills perspective. I just worry about the off-season elbow surgery.
It's fair.
So, but Hayes, I love, man. If you look at his StatCast data for what he did in that small sample, it was money.
What happened to Donaldson last year? God,
injury. The calf issue.
I know. At 35, I'm just done. Like, he's gonna go so late too.
He's a guy that we could get late as a corner.
Well,
sure.
Justin Turner's a guy that helps with average too.
Yeah, and that is one of our pitfalls right now is the batting average. But I think Hayes will help with that as well. If we
Just
can.
throwing him in there too, just for discussion.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
You buying any Jared Walsh shares?
Is he going to play full time? That's my big question.
That's the question.
They still have the corpse of Albert Pujols there, and they just traded for Dexter.
I think he's a guy we
Fowler.
speculate on late, like because why not?
Yeah, I mean, if he can find himself 450, 500 plate appearances, I think he could be really good. But I just don't know that he can. That's
I'm
the hard
surprised
part.
Kyle Lewis is still on the board. I would have thought he would be gone by now.
That drop off in September was scared.
It was. Oh, and look, Kyle Lewis just went. Look at that. Oh my God!
They're listening in. See, they're listening in.
I just know this room. I mean, we've been in so many drafts, all of us, so many years. You just know.
Yeah.
Like the worst is like there was one year, might have been last year, where Rudy and I were back to back, and we were just yelling at each other, like back and forth on message. I was like, "You son of a bitch!" Like just back and forth, because it is like you ever meet like your twin in a draft, like. And I remember years ago, it might have been a Tout Wars draft, I think. And I was just like, "Who is this dude, and why is he taking all my players?" Like years ago, it was like 10 years ago. Oh my God!
No, Kepler's a good pick too. I love me some Max Kepler. We've got so much outfield already, though.
Never have enough outfield, my friend.
We don't have a shortstop, though. That is.
Oh, so let's fix that. What do we got? Who we got? What's out there? Who we got?
There's not
nothing
a ton out there. I'd rather wait for Ahmad Rosario later on, personally.
I'd rather have Jimenez.
I love Jimenez. The only question is, does he start in the minors?
I don't think he does. I don't think they could sell that to the fan base.
I don't think they care about the fan base.
Look, I'm just telling you, I've watched a lot of Ahmed Rosario, and I've seen enough of Jimenez. Rosario's not good. There goes Gossman. There goes Joey Gallo.
Yeah, we got.
I'm surprised that Cronin. Everybody loved Cronenworth. They were writing love letters to that guy.
So many people.
I know, and I'm not a Cronenworth guy. It's just funny to me that like for so long,
Paul's a huge Cronenworth guy.
Yeah,
Paul loves Cronenworth. And I did too before they signed everybody and their mom.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Where are we going?
There goes David Price. I mean,
he's here.
I think.
Oh, there goes Andres Jimenez. Boom. And who took him?
Was it Rudy?
Yes.
That jerk.
I mean, I told you, like, seriously, have you ever seen anything like this? Right? Like, this is every draft.
Yeah.
Look, it's one pick to us, so Turner helps us with batting average. If you want to go Savali, if you want to go, is it too early to take a shot on Trey Mancini?
I think it's a little early. I would say Hayes here, or I think Hayes is our guy.
Okay, let's do it.
Boom. That's the latest I've gotten him this draft season.
Do you have any catcher thoughts at any point? Like, what's your catcher strategy? Because mine's going to be take the last two.
Yeah, it's going to be take the last two guys.
Okay.
Like I mean,
I just hate them all. I just hate it.
I like Aaron Nola, and I think Gary Sanchez offers some good value. McCann, I think, is going to play a lot, but I think he could get exposed with full-time playing time a little bit. I don't mind ending up with Buster Posey and Wilson Ramos. Like, I just, or whoever is Tom Murphy and Ryan Jeffries. Like, I just don't, the playing time situation for catchers is so just all over the place. I'm not going to invest too much draft capital. Oh, and there goes Hoskins.
I'm not surprised by that. Hoskins is another guy I was looking at real hardcore here.
Well,
I don't know, man. I'd love to take a shot on Mancini. I just that guy's so good.
I do. I mean, I think if he is healthy and playing, I mean, he could be, the guy he was, which is a close to 30 home run hitter. And I mean, having the first and outfield eligibility is always nice as well. That means we move Muncy to third, or actually Muncy would be our second or corner. I mean, let's see.
I'd say if we take Mancini here, then we move Muncy to second, or we move Muncy to. I mean, we can do whatever we want. You know, that's the nice part here is we should just take the best player on the board, and there's nobody with the upside of him. I don't think left on the board. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, but like I don't know. Like I do like the Franimal though. Like I'm a big Franmil Reyes guy too.
But is Franmil outfield eligible in this league?
No, right.
Or
That's right.
UT? So we can't take him.
Right. He's a UT in this one, I think.
Could go pitcher too. Marco Gonzalez is there.
Savali, Bassett.
I know. Paul's a big Savali guy.
I'm a big Savali guy too. I would not mind taking Savali here.
I'm not a huge Savali guy, but I know Paul would be yelling at me for Savali.
Well, I would be yelling with him probably.
Okay, then let's put Savali at the top. Keep Mancini and Turner up there.
Because pitching is a cliff right now.
Yeah.
And you're right. Your Mancini probably might last another one. Look, we're gonna have to take some shots somewhere on some things.
Yeah.
You know, this is just the nature of the beast right now.
Oh, do you want to wait on second closer for a while?
I think that's something in our discussion right now too, depending on what the board looks like.
We can always.
Why don't you throw some names in there? Yeah.
I mean, you think Rosenthal's closer wherever he ends up, right?
Probably, and if he's not, then I mean, Jesus, he was so good last year.
He did not allow a single earned run in San Diego.
I mean, I'm old enough to remember Trevor Rosenthal being good with the Cardinals.
I'm going to put.
Franmil just went.
Yeah. But he's UT only, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, still makes me sad. I like those leagues where you can still play him in the outfield. Guy's a monster.
He is.
All right, so we need.
Savali. I put Rosenthal in there. Do we think Nick Anderson is
Brandon Nimmo's a name I want to throw in here too?
Yes, I love Nimmo. We can wait a while on him, but I love Nimmo.
I don't know how much longer with this group.
Well, let's see.
I'm just putting that out there again for
Nimmo's ADP.
prosperity.
Nimmo's ADP is 264.
And what are we at? Pick number what?
What are we in the 11th round? So we're at 260 or 165.
165.
So we got a little while.
That's a terrible. That ADP is way off.
It is. I completely agree.
I'm going to have him in every draft.
I have him in almost
every draft. Between the two of us, right?
Because we get past pick 200. I'm like, hey, Brandon Nimmo, welcome to the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Lamet is still on the board at this point.
I thought Lamet went. Oh, no, he didn't, right? He came back. That's right.
Yeah. So let's see. We are.
Do you think Lorenzo Cain's going to play?
I do. I think he's a sneaky.
That's some interesting cheap steals, isn't it? Right now.
Is. Yeah.
You want to be. I mean, not a lot of power,
but he's going to lead off.
Batting average, runs.
Scored.
That's not terrible here. I'm putting him in the queue. He's in the queue.
Let's see. There's my outfield ranks. Dun, dun. Oh, Manny Margot is a guy I like too. Is our boy Nick Solak still there? Wow.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna put Nick Solak in there as well.
Yeah, I had him in that conversation too.
Because I think I'd take Solak over Mancini. Because you get the speed from Solak.
I won't. I'd rather take the power, but so right now we've got
not a lot of power.
But like to win these, I feel like to win now you just need more than you'd think you need. It's just out of control. What's Gene Segura's 2019? I gotta go back and look at him again.
Segura had a pretty interesting year. I mean, the speed isn't there anymore.
It's not.
But he gets high up in the lineup. It's not that the speed isn't there anymore. He's just not running. Like his sprint speed, I want to say, was like 87th percentile.
Still usually a pretty decent batting average guy for the most part, but He's another.
Someone just take Will Smith.
He's another
pitcher?
decent flyer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, at this point, I thought the Braves would sign Rosenthal.
They still might. He's going to be one of those guys that signs into spring training, and he shows up and they're like, "Oh
So
yeah," and it's going
are we?
to everybody with draft him.
We looking at Savali here.
I think it's Savali, and honestly, like Turner's not a bad pick here. Urshela is not a bad pick. I'm worried about the health, but I don't know, man. Like Trey Mancini's been healthy for a while now. Like I see that upside, and look, I'll tell you what. If you want to be really sneaky with the stolen bases and take Kane here, who sat out all last year, that's not terrible either. We have one pick to us, so like I can see doing that, but I think Kane might last a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he'll last a little bit longer.
We only have 3 pitchers. I would go with Savali here because that's the last pitcher that I have feelings about.
I think Savali. I know Paul would like Savali here.
All right, so let's do that then. Let's take Savali. You believe in Tyler Mahle? I
do. I love Tyler Mahle.
Yeah, I would put him in that mix too. All right.
I'm a big Tyler Mahle guy. I was huge on him coming into last year.
It's moving at a nice pace, though, at least this draft.
Yeah, actually, surprisingly fast.
Even though it starts a half hour late every year.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I say that now when we still have half a draft left to go.
If Rosenthal makes it back to us,
I'm good with that.
I think he could be the guy for us. I mean, I do think he's gonna. I mean, unless he signs with the Mets, I think he is a guy that will
even
close.
If he signs with the Mets, like that, I told you, like that doesn't. I'm gonna throw Lugo in there too. By the way, just
Lugo, Seth Lugo.
Yeah,
he just had surgery.
Oh,
he's out 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, that's right. He is out the 8. That's right. I can see that.
Yeah, like yesterday, I think.
But it's just loose bodies, just a cleanup.
Still, that's scary.
I'd still take him late.
Late, yeah. If we want to take him towards the end, I don't have a problem with that. But I don't.
I'm good with Rosenthal next year, and if that does not work out, I'm good with Turner or Mancini too. Any of those guys, also we'll order them up.
Okay.
I'm looking for league winners at this point. Like I think that's what everybody's got to do. Like we got to start looking at guys like, okay, who could be lightning in a bottle? Like, can Christian Javier be good? Can, Tristan McKenzie be good? We're in that. And Benintendi just went, which does not shock me because that was another guy who was in our queue that we were really, Yeah,
I mean, Benintendi is one of those guys where he could bounce back, if he's healthy and I think they're going to bat him second. Oh, Lamet finally went. I mean, that's a good gamble.
Why not?
If you think he can be healthy, I'm just worried that they brought in every arm possible because he's not going to be healthy. So let's see. I'm looking at shortstops too because we still don't have a shortstop.
I don't mind Segura.
Polanco. I don't think Segura is eligible at short.
Oh, he's not on this one? Oh.
No. Gregory Polanco, Paul DeYoung, Ahmed Rosario.
Oh, he's second and third. That's right, my bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have Didi.
I see. Do you see how much earlier Jimenez went than Rosario?
Which is funny because I think Rosario is going to be the starting shortstop.
He probably is, but he's no good. Like he's fine, but look, Paul DeYoung, your favorite guy. You guys love Paul DeYoung.
I do love Paul DeYoung. He's my boy.
Can't wait to see Wander Franco play.
I don't know when we're going to see it play.
I don't know when we're going to see it, but I want to see it. That's all I know. I don't mind Jorge Polanco too. Jorge Polanco's always like.
He's going to gain second base eligibility, which is nice.
Right.
We're a little bit of that StatCast stuff.
Your Queedy and Bassett just went Soroka. So now everyone's taking their shots. This is where you shoot your shot. It's the 13th round to shoot your shot.
Let's see. All right. So we got Rosenthal queued up. If he does go, then we could do either Turner, Mancini, or Polanco.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Did Amar Rosario not steal a base last year? He did not.
He did not. But we know he can.
You know he can.
And-
Yeah, it's just funny what happened to stolen bases last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think some teams said, it's only 60-game season. If you go on the IL, that means you're missing automatically a minimum of
it's
a sixth of the
absolutely true.
season. And so I think some teams went, we're going to push it, and some teams said, nope, don't push it at all.
Mm-hmm. And there's no other reliever you're hot on here besides him, right?
Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm not a big Montero guy.
Are you a Christian Javier fan at all?
I think Javier, he scares me only having 2 pitches.
No, it should.
And I think if he could develop a third pitch, he could become a very, very interesting starter. But until he does that, I'm just very scared.
Tyler Molly's not a bad pick either here.
I'm a big Andrew Heaney guy, too.
I'm fine with any of those pitchers. Too. And there he goes to who?
Razzball.
To Rudy.
Marquez.
All right, we're up. You want to take Rosenthal here and then hope for Mancini on the way back?
Yeah, I think I do.
I'm good with that. Do it. Let's not overthink it.
All right.
Let's keep the draft rolling.
And then we can always grab a third closer late, like Anthony Bass or Romo. He just signed with the A's, so
Sergio Romo is going to be like 75 years old, still closing.
Still getting
unbelievable
15 saves a year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where do I have Mancini in my outfield ranks? That is the question. I have him 47th. Do we have Manny Margot in our? Put Margot in our queue. Are you a Manny Margot guy? Oh, there goes Christian Walker.
Christian Walker. I'm not surprised Segura went. That's a really good value, 13.
Yeah, I like that.
This is just a good player,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we took Savali where we did too. That was good.
Yeah.
Now we got 4 pitchers. Like that's good. Like if you
4 starters, 2 closers.
4 starters, 2 closers. I like Hayes. Austin Nola just went there.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a crap ton of power, which is good. That's what we.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to take that. I want to roll the dice on man. Like if we're right on Mancini, man, and he goes back to being that guy. Like who right now on the board has that kind of appeal, right? Like if we eat it, we eat it. It's the 13th round if we eat it, like 14th round. Like what? I mean, we can play. Like I'm okay with playing it safe too, but if that would then make Turner our corner guy. If you want to take Nimmo or Kane, if you want some cheap steals for Kane, I'm not against that either.
Let's see. That would make we could put Mancini at corner.
We can do anything we want. We have so much position flexibility.
Allows second base or Mancini second base. Yeah. I like having guys who are. Is Mancini eligible at?
He's only in the outfield in this one,
but he's going to play first base. The Orioles have said so. That means he will gain first base.
He'll gain it a month into the season.
Yeah.
So,
okay. If you really like Mancini that much, I will abide.
I'm just thinking of like, what do we have to lose at this point? Because nobody else moves the number. Like nobody moves the needle here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I put Polanco below him so we could fill our shortstop position.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, dude, I just go back to that 2019, man. That 35 home runs.
Yeah.
100 runs, 97 RBI, 291 back. I mean, the guy was just unbelievable. And he played, and he was durable up and before the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't like he had a bunch of.
No, I mean, he 3 straight seasons of at least 586 plate appearances.
I mean, just terrific.
Yeah. And back-to-back years where he played 154 games.
Is there any news on Eduardo Rodriguez, too? That was a guy who was such a bummer.
Supposedly, he's going to be ready for spring training, but until I see him on a mound, he's like off my draft list.
He's on my draft list in this one just because I think we're going to have to like start to make some concessions.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
I don't know what that ding was, but I think someone timed out.
Yeah.
So right now we're 13th round, or we're going to be the 14th round. Got Mancini queued up, Polanco our backup, Turner could be an option, but that would we could always move Muncy to second. And we got so much flexibility. I love having flexibility.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like the flexibility that we have is just, it allows you to let the draft come to you, and it's not like we reached on it, we took it responsibly,
Agreed. And then I'm going to move Tyler Molly up a little bit. Do love me some Tyler Molly, and I have not gotten enough shares this year.
Dude, I'm fine with taking him right after too. Like, if you're really worried, like if you want to roll the dice on Mancini, I'll listen depending on what these next couple picks are. But like, the Reds scared the crap out of me. They just gutted the bullpen, and I just don't see like how that's a good thing.
I'm surprised they haven't traded any of their starters. I mean, there've been so many rumors the entire time. Oh, and there go some prospects. Of course, the great Tim McLeod going back-to-back prospects, 13th, 14th round, drafted Kelenic and Andrew Vaughn.
Which is, I mean, honestly, like if you're going to take some,
it's
okay.
really good gambles. I was actually going to say I would be.
It's become a young man's game the last couple of years, You
just better hope you have something to cover that first month that they're down.
I just don't know if there's a path for Vaughn right away. Look, there's some players here.
DH.
Kane's going to end up on our team. I have a good feeling about that.
Yeah.
We're going to get some like 15 steals late here.
I think Nimmo is going to end up on our team.
There goes Turner to Bloomfield, which is a very smart pick.
Yeah. That's a great pick.
If we don't get Mancini, I'm good with Polanco. I'm good with Nimmo. Do you have any Aaron Hicks feelings?
I just worry about the health. Dude is not ever able to stay on the team.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Nimmo.
I'd rather have Nimmo too. So let's move him up there. Walsh just went from our queue. We have four good options here.
I think I'd rather have Margot too.
Yeah, you're in on what's your Margot thing? Give me your Margot.
He's got enough power that plays. I think he's going to play every day because of that defense.
I just worry about Tampa constantly rotating everybody. I just hate that.
I think how great he was in the postseason. I think it's hard for them to keep him on the bench.
Yeah, but you know what? If anybody can, it's those bastards.
Stroman was a really good pick there.
Yeah,
I like
Stroman's a good
pick,
yeah.
All right, let's see. I think Mancini's the one we're queued up on. We're on deck. So we're good on Mancini, right?
Don't screw us here, Erickson. This is Erickson before us, right?
No, he took Leody Tavares. Paul's going to be upset. All right, here we go, Mancini.
Do it. Let's go. Feel good story of the year.
When we made that pick, it moved Brandon Lowe to second base for us.
Oh, see? It was like it was meant to be. That's a sign, Mace. That's what that is.
There we go.
That is a sign.
All right. So now I think looking back around to the next round, I'm thinking dress shortstop with Polanco.
Yeah, or get some more deals with Kane. Either way, I think we got
we
got outs here.
So we've got Buxton, we've got Tucker. Hazel steal some bags.
We need more.
Let's see. Kane should probably steal at least 15 bags.
Well, that's what I'm looking at it. Like in a lot of ways, Kane makes the most sense for I think what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, shortstop is like we've already, let the ship sail. So,
and I'm okay with a guy like DeYoung or Ahmed Rosario or even Elvis Andrus.
Yeah, I'm okay with Andrews too. I'm fine with him.
Okay, let's.
I actually think the change of scenery is going to be good for him a little bit. I think he just need to get out of Texas.
You can put Kane at the top. I'm going to put Molly behind him, and then I'll put Nimmo behind him.
Perfection.
Because I love me some Brandon Nimmo, and we're getting. Because let's see, what pick number are we at? We're about to finish the 14th round, I believe. So we're at pick about 210. I think that's a good Nimmo and Kane spot.
Oh, it's great. Kane makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's a guy that, opted out last year, so only played 5 games. We're not going to include that.
But 86 runs, 90 runs, 75 runs.
He's stolen at least 14 bases every season since 2013.
You want me to do like a big time thing here?
Yes.
Had him on the show last year for the season, and true story. And he was actually talking about how he was bummed out about his stolen base total. He's like, he really wanted to get back to stealing more bases because he did not think his 2019 total was up to snuff.
I'm sold. So, he's the guy. I've always been a Lorenzo Kane.
I can't believe I've lived long enough to say that. Had him on the show last year, back in February. Talked about it. We had him on to talk about football.
Long-time friend.
He's a big football guy, so we had him on to talk football, and then we asked him about his, about his season and stuff like that. And I actually said, when stolen base is kind of going, fading away in baseball, how do you feel about, the stolen base? And do you think it's important? And he was like, yeah, I do think it's important. He's like, and I'm really bummed out that my total was so low. He said, I did a bad job. I need to get back on that horse and figure it out. And then he just opted out last year because of COVID. So, but
those legs are healthy.
Legs are rested.
Hamilton.
I was waiting for somebody to pull a trigger on that because it's scary, but like we're in the end game now. Like, I mean, this is gonna get real ugly here. This is the ugliest late drafts I've seen in years ever.
And I mean, I've been doing so many 50-round draft and holds.
Right. Well, this is where I'm gonna have to lean on.
Still on.
I'm literally still coming off football coverage so much so that like. I'm probably going to lean on you heavily here because this is where it's going to be
14th draft of the year.
And this used to be my forte, but like the pool this year is just such a weird transition because you just didn't see enough of anybody and you just don't know where people are going to fit in.
I just added CJ Cron to our queue, and of course he goes.
Yeah. Well, as long as Rudy doesn't take Lorenzo Kane here, we're fine.
I don't think Rudy will because he already has 4 outfielders.
So when are you and Sporer gonna learn? You don't jinx the Rudy thing.
This is true.
I mean, we're trying to think of how many players, so I want to go back to Rudy's roster and like think about. Okay, he took Soto, who everybody knows is both of our favorite guys. We did a piece, Rudy and I, for our last Diamond Bet show to close the year last year on TV, and we did a first, way too early mock, and we had Soto going 1 overall. That's how much we love Soto. Oh, and Kane went right before.
Oh,
Rudy.
You got to be kidding me.
All right.
All right. Do we want to go Nimmo? Do we want to go Tyler Mahle?
Let's get more pitching. I don't think you can ever have enough of these guys.
Okay.
Right. I mean, that's a pretty good value there, don't you think?
I think, yeah. I mean, Mahle is a guy that his ADP is 163. We're at pick 215 right now. So
are we missing something on this guy? Do we not know something?
I'm going to make sure I pull up his player page over on Roto World or whatever they call it.
I think you mean the NBC Sports Edge.
Is that what it is? Yes.
Yeah.
I gotta love the rebrands. Just make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
On him.
I mean, I think this is a great pick here.
I think it is too, and
Let's do it. I don't want to think about it. I mean, guy had 60 Ks last year in 47 innings. Let's do it.
Yeah,
he's got a rotation spot. Let's do it. I'm a little bummed about the stolen bases, but I'll get over it.
It's okay. It's okay. We still can. We can, and I think we're okay on stolen bases too. We're not the worst, but we're not great. Here's a dumb question. The Mets always have a ton of injury because they're the Mets. Do you think taking VR just to have him, that he's going to get enough playing time somewhere combined to be worth it just for that? Oh, I mean, it's so hard to figure out where the playing time comes, though. I mean, he could play everywhere. This is the thing.
Well, it's going to come because Jeff McNeil will get hurt and JD Davis will get hurt and all. It's the Mets. When everything is going to be good, it's going to be a disaster because I'm a Mets fan. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just trying to look where else we can justify.
They gave him, decent money. He is shortstop eligible, which is a hole for us right now. If he makes it back, I'm going to put him in the queue.
You got Carlos Santana still floating around there, too.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Not an OBP league, so
yeah, I know, but still, he's a major leaguer. Like he's a real.
And he's going to hit in the middle of that lineup, which, like you said,
and Candelario had a bounce back year last year. What about Kinder Fluffles? That's a shortstop eligible guy.
Yeah.
Stolen bases.
Kind of a boring guy. He's not going to steal a lot.
Hey,
he's still like
not every pick's going to be as sexy as Tyler Mahle, you know.
This is true. Molly is sexy.
Molly.
Let's see. Oh, there goes Tristan McKenzie. To the great Steve Gardner.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure Steve Gardner is going to win. Yelich, Darvish, he wins every year. Yelich, Darvish, Seager, Ozuna, Fried, Strasburg, Altuve, Baum, Yastrzemski, Darno, Colome. He's got a lot of what?
Got a lot of injury risk with the Strasburg, McKenzie, Devin Williams.
He does, but everybody that he touches turns to gold. So we should all be taking all the injury risk guys that Steve touches.
Okay, let's write these down.
Just write them all. Just take them all. Just do it.
I'll do my main event here in a few weeks.
I'm actually surprised that Tim McLeod had such restraint, not taking so many young guys as early as he does. I think he's getting tired of hearing it from people.
I don't know. He did a perfect Tim McLeod 3-pack right here with Hassan Kim, Kelnick, and Andrew Vaughn.
And then Javier,
he just Javier is his guy. Javier was he was huge on Javier last year. So, all right. The question becomes, what do we do when it gets back around to us?
Well, what do we do? Nimmo, I'm fine with.
I love Nimmo, so I'm all about that.
Let's make that our priority 1 and have a backup plan here.
Okay.
So if Nimmo's priority 1, Polanco's just default boring shortstop guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm also fine with.
I can also
Kinder Falafel, I think is fine.
Somebody just went off our queue. Who just went off our queue?
No,
nobody did. Maybe
no.
My screen.
Some guys. That's what.
Okay, that's what it was.
Wander Franco.
Yeah, I just don't know when he's going to be up.
Who is that? Who is that? Oh, Steinhorn's there. What's Creative Sports?
That's Laura's old site. They've kept it going. Laura Michaels is old site. The great Laura Michaels.
So wait, is that where Zach is now?
Yeah, he's been there for a few years.
I did not realize that.
Yeah, they do a great site over there at Creative Sports.
That's right. I forgot it was Laura's thing.
They give a lot of new writers an opportunity.
Well, that's important. That's an important thing.
It's a
I love that everybody has their representation things, and we have a picture of the Three Stooges playing baseball.
That is what
that just makes me so happy. Like
we're now the Two Stooges.
Well, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, really, Paul came in late and left early. I mean,
he's a diva.
He's such a diva, that guy. Yeah. I swear. You know,
he
lip
says
balm
he's
and his hooded sweatshirts.
He said he's built like Taylor Swift, but he acts like her too.
I think he's more of a diva than Taylor. You can make that argument. She's so down to earth, I feel like. But Paul's not relatable like Taylor Swift is.
This is true. I completely agree with you.
Oh,
all right, so we got Nimmo, and then our backup is Polanco.
And well, look, I'm okay with Ralph Kiner Falafel because if you want, I'm never going to call him by his right name because it's just too much fun. But he's got a little stolen base action in there too.
Yeah, I just don't know how much.
Hey, dude, he stole 8 bags in 60 games, and nobody stole any bases last year.
He also got caught 5 times. So the Rangers led the majors in stolen bases. They just push it, and they love him.
They do love him, and they're going to give him every day. He's got the job. What was that? I hate when that noise happens.
I think it was an accidental pick. I think he wanted
the wrong Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think he wanted Eduardo Rodriguez, but he accidentally took Julio.
Oh, I hate that. I tried to take Alex Rodriguez, but they told me he's not playing anymore, so I couldn't.
I mean, he's playing a different kind of game. He's married to J-Lo. All right. Oh, AJ Pollock's still around too. He doesn't steal very much anymore, so I like Nimmo. Nimmo, I think, is.
Oh, dude, I'm all in, dude. I'm all in. Guys with 400 on base percentages, I don't care. I don't care if it's not an OBP league. He's gonna be on base. He is going to score runs. He's going to be useful. Like he's going to fill the box score. He's got some pop. You know, he could steal 5-6 bases too. Like he's not.
And honestly, I think our weakest part of our offense right now is run scored because we don't have any leadoff hitters.
Look, he should lead off for that team. I think they're nuts if they don't lead him off.
I think Nimmo has to be the guy here.
Well, keep your fingers crossed. 2 more picks, base. 2 more picks.
We can do it. I believe in us.
We have 70. Can we just kill 2 catcher leagues, dude? Like, what is this? Like, come on. Who cares?
Yeah, it's still the industry standard. And
but it's so dumb. But, like, when, this is the funny thing. Like, at what point does everybody just go, well, this isn't, the standard's not acceptable anymore? Yeah. Like, when do we stand up and do that?
I think certain things just don't die.
Ugh.
Kirilloff.
Alex Kirilloff. Wow.
I don't think Kirilov's up opening day, and I don't think he has got the upside of like guys like Kelnick and Vaughn.
No, he doesn't. I gotta tell you, I think him and Larnach are closer than most people think.
I agree.
Everyone goosed himself over Kirilloff. I'm like, I don't know. I think Trevor Larnach might be better all of a sudden done. I've been waiting on Kirilloff a long time.
This is true. And there goes Carlos Santana. So Brandon Nimmo?
Done. Woo! Gave the Ric Flair woo in there. 10 o'clock is 10:01, and Brandon Nimmo is on our team as we predicted before the show began in the pre-show show, which was great. Which Paul also did not attend.
Yeah, well, Paul doesn't attend things that he doesn't have to.
I'm so glad you're here for this, because then I would just been sitting by myself doing this and just not talking to anybody and just cursing Rudy Gamble by myself.
And there wouldn't have been recorded. It would just been
I know. I would. Well, I like to record myself doing drafts anyway. That's creepy.
Do it makes you happy.
Rowdy Tellez still floating around too, and look how poor Cronenworth. I almost want to make a mercy pick on Cronenworth just because I feel bad for him.
We could do that and play him at shortstop. The question is how many plate appearances. I mean, that's the problem with Cronenworth and VR right now.
I'll take Kiner Falafel. I like to call him Ralph Kiner Falafel. I always like to call Ralph Kiner Falafel. Cronenworth. Chris Sale. Look at that. Chris Sale.
Why, though? When's he going to play?
Yeah, though.
When is he going to play? I mean, I know there's unlimited IL in LABR, so I guess you're just stashing him at that point.
Remind me, after we take Kiner Falafel, I have a very funny Ralph Kiner story I can also tell. Also a true story. You should just rebrand this True Stories with Joe Pisapia.
I'd rather have Jameson Tyon, who's still available, than Sale.
I don't disagree with that.
I mean,
they're going to throw the same amount of innings, but like
at least you get him at the front end.
I'm surprised that Tellez is still around. I know it's a crowded scene, but
he's going to platoon.
I know, but like honestly, I've seen some other guys go that I think are bigger shots in the dark. Bobby Dawback is still available too.
Oh, so many strikeouts.
I know, but it's Bobby Dawback. I just like saying his name because it sounds good in the accent.
Let's see. Okay, so right now we've got our outfield full.
We do.
Mancini can move into the infield after probably a few weeks.
Right. All right. So we got to attack shortstop is what we got.
Shortstop, middle infield, corner infield, or pitcher is what we got to attack. We can also start looking at catchers. We look at catchers and we see.
I'll take the 8 stolen bases from Ralph Kiner.
Ugh, really?
I know you don't like it. I know, but look, he had 280 last year at 8 steals in a small sample. There's nobody left. He's going to play every day. He qualifies at third base and third. I'm sorry, third base and third. I'm tired. Third base and short. So he's another guy, gives you flexibility. I know it's not sexy, dude, but I feel like it's a good plug. Like if you can get 15 steals out of that guy, that'd be amazing. If we get 12, I'll be.
You wouldn't rather have Polanco?
I think Polanco's a better hitter.
In a better team. Or Paul DeYoung.
I've never been a big DeYoung guy. He's still around too. Wow. Boy, people used to love him. What happened?
I loved him.
You loved him hard.
I did, and then
and then I
hurt me.
cried on him.
But I mean, the Cardinals had that weird season where they had the 11 doubleheaders. I kind of give him a pass for that. Like, I think he could go back to being a 30. Well,
look, he can give you 10 steals too.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You
want to put him in it?
I think I'd rather go to Young.
He's going to crush us in batting average, though.
And he just went by a Fruity.
All right, we're up. Polanco gives us more power. We're light on steals. I'll back off this one. I'll let you tend to this. You look at that roster. You tell me you want to just take more power of Polanco because I'm fine with that. We could do that. I mean, honestly, Kiner might make it back to us. Take Polanco. Do it.
I'm trying. All right.
Did you take him?
I took him. I took Polanco,
Okay,
and then if Kiner makes it back, we can have that discussion.
Well, if Kiner makes it back, you throw him in the middle infield spot.
Yeah, that's true. Or corner. So probably middle.
Yeah, I don't want him at the corner. All right, so you ready for the Ralph Kiner story?
I am.
You know who Ralph Kiner is, right? I know you're,
I know the name.
Okay. All right. So Ralph Kiner, Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Pirates slugger, notorious drunk, hilarious guy, was also a Mets announcer for years and years and years. And
that's why I know his name.
Right. And he was a Mets announcer when I was a kid. And this is a true story. I remember. And there was always like rumors about him, like, kind of like being part of the inspiration of, like in Major League when Euchre's like drinking and calling the game and stuff like that. And there were some games, where you could tell like Ralph Kiner had a couple, was starting to like, about like the 6th or 7th inning. And there used to be a big hefty catcher for the Cubs named Hector Villanueva. Right. Mm-hmm. And this was like probably 1989 or somewhere around there. And he always struggled with foreign names, just typically because he was Ralph Kiner. Like he just like, I don't care. So he's on there and he's like, okay. And he was a big guy. This is like Hector Villanueva was a big boy, right? Big boy catcher. You can go Google him. I'm sure a picture will pop up. He was a big boy, right? And then he goes like, now coming to the plate. And this was like in, the 3rd inning or something. Coming to the plate, Hector Villanueva, the catcher for the Cubs. And he's like doing stuff, right? Comes up in the 5th inning or 6th inning, right? And he's had a couple more drinks probably by this. He's like, all right, that'll bring up Hector Villanueva. Like it just kind of like tails off, right? And then by the time it comes into like the 8th inning, he comes up again and he goes, the hefty catcher comes up to the plate now. I love that. The hefty catcher comes up.
He just gave up.
He just gave up.
Hector
Villanueva. Not gonna work here anymore. just completely gave up because you could tell he was like, it was that same thing like where Euchre's like, Christ, I can't find it. To hell with it. Like it was like that whole. It's perfect. And I remember watching it as a kid, just dying because I was telling my dad, I was like, well, you can't say his name, and then I kept waiting for him to come up again. Sure enough, that last time, I'll bring up the hefty catcher for the Cubs. Speaking of catchers, by the way, we don't have one.
Yeah, I see that.
Let's get Yadier Molina.
I did put him in the queue, I think, or did I not?
No, you put Pedro Severino.
Oh, I meant to put Yachty. So he's gonna catch every day and hit in a decent spot. In that,
what's your Giants doing with Buster Posey? Is he still?
Yeah, he's gonna be the everyday catcher, and I think he's gonna play some extra first base because Brandon Belt's expected to miss the start of the season with the heel surgery. And if the DH does come to the National League, Posey will DH a lot.
Yeah, so, I don't think that's going to happen this year. Now, I think they're just going to hold it over.
Paul doesn't think it will either.
I think they're being jerks about it. They're just going to hold it over because they know it's a bargaining tool for next year that they're going to concede, and it sucks that they like instead of just doing what's right for baseball, they're just going to like, oh yeah, we know we want this, so we're going to give you that thing you want so bad, and now you give us everything else. Well, nonsense.
No, they're running back. There was a mistake.
Tyon went.
Yeah. I'm a little bummed Tyon went, but That's okay. A lot of injury risk there.
I think we've kept it with some good stories here on the pod today.
Yes, we have.
This is a long pod, and you've got some good stories in here. We had the hand 316 story. We had the drunk Ralph Kiner story.
Yes.
I'll see if another story pops in my head at some point in time.
Yeah, I don't have any Major League Baseball worthy stories, I don't think, but I do have stories.
I got to sound like I was big time when I said when we had Lorenz McCain on the show. That was good. That was a fun time.
Oh, Mitch Keller went. Ouch, that hurts.
Mitch Keller.
That hurts my soul.
Hurts my soul.
Oh, and then my boy John Birdie went to the great Steve Gardner.
Steve Gardner's the nicest guy.
He is. Love Steve Gardner.
Who do you hate? Let's talk about someone we don't like right now. Just kidding. Oh, Nick Senzel. Oh, God.
We have so many outfielders already. Though.
Brings me back to a simpler time.
See, this is what I mean. Like, outfield is deeper than I think you might think, because there's still some really good guys out there.
Let me tell you, bro. I'm thrilled with ours. Ours is
I am too.
Dope. I'm sorry, dude. Eloy, Nimmo, Buxton, Tucker, Mancini. That's a players, man. Like, well, I'm looking at our team right now. We don't have any like jabronis. Like, you look at some of these teams right now. There's dead weight on rosters already. There's dead weight. There's guys people are going to wait to well after Super 2 or second half of the year. Like, we need to get out and we need to go.
Yeah.
All right. So Bobby Dahlback, JD Davis, Cronenworth, catchers, just to put them out there. I think Kiner Falefa actually makes a lot of sense here. Again, because of the eligibility.
I can concede to your Kiner Falefa.
And then we're both happy. And I just told that amusing, whimsical tale about drunk.
I feel like we have to now because you told that tale about Kiner.
Watch, he's going to go right before.
Because Rudy doesn't pick for us.
That's true. Rudy.
So,
Rudy.
Okay. Jeff Erickson has not been sniping us. So,
what do you think about Tony Gonsolin still floating out there too?
I do like Gonsolin. The question is, where is he going to pitch?
Somebody's going to get hurt.
Yeah, that's true. Let's put him on the queue.
Brady Singer, I'm going to add to the queue.
Oh, I do love me some Brady Singer.
I love me some Brady Singer. In fact, I'm not against taking him next, actually, either.
I'm totally.
What do you think about Severino?
I don't want to touch. I don't know. Paul would say, I don't want to touch the TJ guys.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Rich
Paul
Hill also.
I just worry Hill won't get many wins with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but geez, like, isn't that like? I don't know. I'm throwing him in the queue just for S's and G's.
I'd rather take the shot on a guy like Gonsolin or Nate Pearson.
Well, Singer's appealing because he's got
Singer. I think I have above all those guys.
Any love for Spencer Turnbull?
I do like Turnbull. I think we can get him later though.
Yeah, I'm just talking Q's now. Like,
you could also do
Adam Wainwright. Do you believe in what you saw?
I mean, I believe in some of it, but not much of it.
All right, I'm just trying to get.
Are we taking Falefa here because we are on deck?
I think it's a great move for us.
All right.
I mean, do you want it? I mean, do you think Singer or somebody else like that?
I really like Singer, and I think we can get Falefa next round, personally.
Let me look at Singer real quick. You say Kikuchi. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Singer. Let's take. We just need more. You can't have enough pitching. You can't have enough.
And that is our 8th pitcher. So 6 starters, 2 relievers. Definitely want to take another reliever here at some point.
We did pretty good here on the pitching side. This is a deep rotation. We have the guy at the top, and then we have Lance Lynn, who's a workhorse, and then I think we got some upside there. This is good.
Savali's got some upside. Molly's got upside.
This is a draft that started a little like I was a little antsy when we started with DeGrom, but as it's going on now, I feel like we actually hit a good stride here. What do you think?
I think we did too. I really like the team we're putting together. There's a little bit of risk here. When you guys got guys like Kyle Tucker, we really need him to perform the way we think he can, and Eloy, we need him to kind of back up what he's done the last 2 years.
I have zero concerns about Eloy. Tucker,
I don't have any concerns about Eloy either.
Tucker for me, again, it's not concern, just a matter of, he was great. Like, don't get me wrong, he was brilliant last year. So I just hope it's carries over. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it will, but no, he's still pretty young too. Like this is another guy. Like honestly, Tucker might end up being one of the steals of the draft in the third round. Like when it comes down to it. Like he could be an end of the first round guy next year if he has the kind of season that that he's capable of. It's just whether or not he has it. And I think that's why it was important to go with Cruz instead of JD when we did too. Let's get a little safe in there. I'm glad that got ironed out. Me
too. Yeah, I mean, Tucker's one of those guys that I think he has like legit 30-25 upside.
And
there goes Posey.
Robbie Ray.
Ugh.
I know, but if he goes back to his old, I'm just gonna start naming names. You tell me if you want him in the queue. AJ Puck.
I do want AJ Puck in the queue.
Good, he's already in there. Let's see, Scuba Wainwright. I put in there. Let's see. Yeah, it's slim pickings out there, man.
It is. We're getting to that point. Still lots of guys I like though, so I'm not worried.
Well, I'm glad that we took the other pitcher where we did.
Me too. I like Brady Singer, and it's a great park to pitch in. It's a good division.
Pitch starter. That was our sixth starter.
That was a sixth starter. Yeah.
Nice. That's good. That's solid, man.
So then let's see. I also put Yuli Gurriel in the queue. We need a corner, and he's a guy that
Dahlback and JD Davis, I'm okay as fallbacks there too. Oh, we still have Elvis Andrews floating around too. We didn't put him in our queue.
That's true.
Do you like him more? God, he was so bad last year.
Yeah,
I'm worried. Is that the cliff? Like, did he go? Like, and that's the thing. Like, we don't know because it was short.
That's the hard part. Yeah,
it's so tough, man.
Manny Margot's still out there. Oh my god!
And the year before wasn't great either. Like, he still stole 30 bags, but I don't know. I still say Kinder is just a safe little guy who's gonna.
I like Kinder because he can play third and short.
Batting average too.
Yeah, the batting average is nice.
The batting average is I think worth it.
Let's go Kinder as our top option. Do you want to take Yachty if we miss out on Kinder?
I always like Yachty. He's going to be good for our pitching staff, most importantly.
I agree.
God, he is so old. I love it.
Yes.
I love this dude. Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Robbie Ray.
Oh.
I knew somebody was going to roll the dice eventually.
Thank you, Ray Flowers, for taking Robbie Ray.
Well, he's got to take somebody. I mean, Jesus. Oh, Ahmed Rosario's still out there too.
I love me some Ahmed Rosario.
All right, so he could be a backup plan too at short. Or whatever, middle infield rather.
I think we're gonna get Kinder.
I think we are too. I think
as
he's
long as
the
we
better.
Pass Rudy.
God, if he does it again, I swear to God,
I'm gonna.
I don't even know. I'd have to look at his spot. Like, does he even have a spot for him? I'm gonna look. He's
got some good roster flexibility right now, so he can. Right. Mikado's a good pick by Podhorser.
Mountcastle, the young Giancarlo Stanton, Rosarena, Tapia. This is actually a little bit more risky than he usually goes.
Yeah, Solak,
Rosario's a good value there. Austin Riley, Devers is a great pick where he got him. Jimenez, and the pitching is Flaherty, Presley, Gray. It's funny. This is actually a little more, I would say, risky. Evaldi, Heaney. I bet you when he talks about this, he's not going to like this, knowing him. He's going to be mad.
Oh, Mike Minor. He's got a really risky pitching staff.
Yeah. Cronenworth, us.
All right, Kiner.
Carry the hefty catcher.
All right, Kiner Falefa, come on down.
That's right.
So we still got Yachty at the top of our queue right now.
Also fine with taking him on the way back. That's cool. Again, I know Seth Luke. I know you're a little afraid, but the cleanups. I mean, we've seen guys get cleanups and go out, and especially relievers come back fast. What a value he would be soon.
I think he will last a while because of that.
We should
People
definitely
be afraid of that. I think. Let's see, because he's also a guy with the unlimited IL that we can just stash.
I don't want to go on Sirius. I don't care.
Did they ask you to go on Sirius?
I told you they never do. I worked there for 5.5 years, and they never asked me to come on. You know who asked me to come on? Bob Harris. All the time. I'm on there.
Bob's a great dude.
I'm on Talking Football on NFL Network with Bob, and I'm on Talking Football on Diehards during the week and stuff like that. But outside of Bob, nobody ever has me come on the show anymore. It's funny. And that's fine. Like, whatever. But it's just kind of like, really? Really? Plus, I'm such a big deal now, Mace, you know. So
you are. You talked to Lorenzo Kane.
I talked to Lorenzo Kane. This is what it's like to hang out with me and Mace. Like, this is the best, man. I'm so glad we're doing this. This makes me so happy.
You know who's still available, and I'm a little surprised, is Jose Leclerc.
I'm fine with that. You want to take him next? That would be a great pick there.
I mean, third closer kind of backs up just in case that.
In about 20 minutes, Sirius XM just texted me. The reason why, like, Dan Strafford just texted me. He goes, Sirius just texted me thinking that I was you. Do you think that's what it was all these years? They just
they've been. Has Dan been going on Sirius?
Talk about my teams. Mm-hmm. Jerk. Dan Strafford, by the way, I've known Dan since I was 15. He was 13 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all
I love Dan. Dan's a great Dan. He's in my TGFBI league.
I did theater with his older brother, who actually became a professional actor like I did, actually. And brother's a very talented guy. He actually was in the touring company of Spamalot as one of the main characters. Like, so he worked a lot, like musical theater and, regional stuff, things like that. So there's Tony Gonsolin. See the fun facts you learn here on the show about other people in the industry.
Mm-hmm. And there goes our Yadier Molina.
God, jerks.
And the great Tim McLeod again.
Yeah. All right. Leclerc is a better fit for us right now for our roster.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Rosenthal not technically having a closing role right now. Yeah, I think it's
anybody
good
else otherwise that we can also pull as a secondary.
I think Romo's still available. Sergio Romo.
Sergio Romo. All right. Should I go on with Sirius? Should I do this?
It's up to you if you want to go on with Sirius.
I guess I'll do it. Go
talk. Plug the Black Book.
I guess. Yeah, I'll plug the Black Book at 10:22. Yeah, that's when they want me.
Talk about how Paul Sporer did not show up on time and left early.
Right. I'm gonna hit the restroom while Zinky picks here.
Okay.
I shall return.
You do that. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So we are currently in the 20th round. Our team thus far is we have Max Muncy at first, Brandon Lau at second, Jorge Polanco at short, Brian Hayes at third, Isaiah Kiner-Flefa in the middle infield. We don't have a corner infielder right now, but we have a lot of guys who can move around, obviously. Eloy, Buxton, Tucker, Mancini, Nimmo in the outfield. Nelson Cruz as our UT. And then our pitching staff currently is DeGrom, Lance Lynn, Montas, Brad Hand, Aaron Savali, Trevor Rosenthal, Tyler Mahle, and Brady Singer. So I feel pretty good about our team right now. There's a little bit of risk, especially when you got guys like Buxton and Tucker. But I think there is enough depth on this team and a ton of roster flexibility where we can make up the difference. So we're entering the 20th round. Fred Zinke just took Jake Odorizzi. Somebody whoever does Sports Illustrated just took Trinan, and somebody just took Cody Martin. So I think we're going to take Jose Leclerc as long as he makes it to us. And if he does not, then I think I'm going to move JD Davis up our queue. So
I'm going to be doing the serious spot right now,
Okay.
so I should be back. We'll continue talking. I'll be right back. Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, and there goes JD Davis. All right. Well, so that took out our backup in case somebody snakes Leclerc from us. But I think there's a good chance that Leclerc makes it to us. I am going to maybe move up Yuri Gurriel, who is a guy, he had a disappointing 2020, but a lot of Astros did. And I think he can, at worst, give us some batting average safety, and potentially more than that. So, still hoping Leclerc makes it to us at this point. But we have a pretty good team with a lot of roster flexibility. I really like our pitching staff. We don't have any catchers, which I don't really care about at this point. So we'll see if that turns into a big issue later on. But there's just so many catchers that I'm not going to overthink that one at all. So currently, Jonathan VR finally went to Greg Ambrosius of SiriusXM and the NFBC, a place I love to play. So, all right. So here we go. We are about 3 picks away in the 20th round, and just hoping Jose Leclerc makes it to us. Manny Margot is still on the board, and I know I'm higher on most people than Manny Margot, and our outfield is already full, but I'm going to have to try to talk Joe into that here pretty quickly. Let's see. Taiwan Walker just went, which is interesting considering he doesn't have a team yet. I think he'll sign somewhere. I think some teams are just waiting for the teams to be able to put, all right, we're on the board, we're on the clock. Jose Leclerc is still there, and he is drafted. So hopefully Joe is okay with that. But it doesn't matter because I'm in charge. Paul's power is out. Joe's on the phone with SiriusXM, and I am riding solo, which is not something I'm necessarily loving to do on a podcast, but I'm totally cool with doing it on a draft. Uriel Gurriel went the next pick, so that's a bummer. But with Rosenthal not having a job, we have Brad Hand as a closer. Feel pretty good about his kind of role in Washington. They gave him money, so I think Rosenthal is going to sign to be a closer somewhere. But ultimately, I'm more. I think for sure Leclerc has that job coming in. So with that, and that was our 9th pitcher. So now we're pretty much looking at the reserve list. I'm going to move Manny Margot up. I'll move Seth Lugo down our queue while Joe is not paying attention. I do not think I want Seth Lugo till maybe the last few rounds. And we are 10 rounds to go. Or 9 rounds to go. This is a 29-round draft. Weird that's an odd number. But okay. All right. So looking at guys who we could potentially take next, we are in the position right now where our only really spot, other than catcher, we have not drafted a catcher yet, would be corner infield. The guys we have kind of on our board are Tellez, Bobby Dahlbeck. I just worry about the batting average with Bobby Dahlbeck. And while I'm usually okay punting batting average, I think what we saw last year was the ceiling and not the floor. I'm worried about him being a guy who strikes himself out of a job. Tommy La Stella is still available. He could leave off for the Giants, especially against right-handed pitching. So I think that could be a guy that becomes interesting for us. Let's see, pitchers available right now. It's starting to get a little bit ugly at pitcher. So Justice Sheffield's a guy that's still around. They are going to be running that 6-man rotation, but that wasn't necessarily a huge issue for them last year anyways. AJ Puck is a guy I really like if he's healthy. The question is he healthy? I don't know. But it seems like the A's are proceeding like he's going to be. Tellez, I don't know where he's going to be in a platoon, but they're very right-handed. They kind of need that left-handed bat, and I just don't know that I see them going and getting another bat. I think if they go out and get anything else, it's going to be pitching, starting pitching, or maybe even another closer or relief pitching. All right, so the last few picks have been Aaron Hicks. We're in the 20th round. Hilliard just went. Fairbanks just went. Jorge Alfaro, another catcher, just went. Pedro Severino. Franchi Cordero. Not surprising to see him go after that trade to Boston. Dude can't stay on the field. I don't know that I'm that enthralled with him. Let's see. Robbie Grossman went. Oh, my boy Gifford Canning just went. Oh, that's an oversight by me. So Matthew Boyd's still on the board as well. So Jake McGee just went. I don't think he's going to be closing. I think he'll get some saves in San Francisco, but not a huge fan. So we are on the board, and I think I'm going to have to make this decision on my own. Because Joe is gone. I know he likes Rowdy Tellez. I know he's probably a platoon guy, but I'm going to go with Joe and fill that corner infield spot on Tellez. So I hope that Joe doesn't mind the fact that I did that on my own, but he's not here to argue. It was 2 against 1 in terms of when voting for who we were going to pick. And now that I'm by myself, it is 1 against nothing. Justin Mason makes all the rules. So that fills out our entire, starting roster outside of our catcher spots where we do not have a single catcher. So that being said, Alejandro Kirk is still around. People were really psyched on him until Toronto started making all those moves, and they're like, well, he can't DH now. He's still going to catch a fair amount, I think. Omar Narvaez, I think, is a guy who could bounce back. Tyler Stevenson is a guy that I love the tools. It's just a matter of whether or not he's going to play. Tom Murphy is still available. He's a guy who could be a bounce back. Jan Gomes is kind of a steady Eddie. It's not going to hurt you. Maybe not win your league, but he's definitely not going to hurt you catcher, which is actually at this point pretty decent. Ryan Jeffers is still available. A lot of catchers, that will have some value. Kurt Suzuki's still out there. So not overly concerned with kind of waiting so long on catchers. Tucker Barnhart, who, if Stevenson's not going to play, then Tucker Barnhart is going to play. He's still out there. A lot of guys. So I'm not too worried about the catching situation quite yet, though maybe time to start addressing that here at some point. Oh, Manny Margot went. Oh, God. That hurts. That hurts my soul. That hurts a lot. And then we went to Creative Sports. Zach Steinhorn, really, really good player. Pretty sure he's won this league as well. So that's steal the draft right there. 21st round on Manny Margot. I've taken him much higher than that in number of drafts, but it just didn't seem like I could convince Paul and Joe to go that route with me. All right, so Danny Jansen just went, so there's another catcher off the board. I think we're going to have to start thinking about catcher here. We're in the 22nd round. I don't know if we're the only team without a catcher, but it feels like we're the only team without a catcher at this point. So I may have to pull the trigger on a guy here pretty quickly. Alejandro Kirk seems like a pretty good option. Omar Narvaez just went, so another catcher off the board. Tyler Stevenson just went, another catcher off the board. Okay, so at this point, catchers are starting to go fast and furious. And so, teams who've been doing what we've been doing and waiting on catcher are now starting to push their catchers up or take pull the trigger on the catchers that they've got. So question is, which catcher do we want to take at this point? There's some questions on playing time with Kirk, for sure, and some questions on playing times with Ryan Jeffers, but I think both of them are good options here at this point. I don't think they're going to hurt us. Kirk seems to be kind of the lead guy in Toronto. Jeffers, I think they're going to give him some run, especially being able to play Garver at at first base or DH on Nelson Cruz's days off. David Dahl just went this late. That's a decent gamble. Some injury risk, but a decent gamble if he can stay healthy in Texas. I just don't know that he can. And that Park is obviously not going to play nearly as well as Colorado did for him. Yan Gomes, he's an interesting guy that's still around. I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting every day. I think Yan Gomes is going to be an option for us here as well. All right. Well, I'm sorry about the any sort of delay in the talking as I'm running this one by myself. Just kind of thinking. I've moved Yan Gomes to the top of our queue. Got Alejandro Kirk as my next guy, and then Ryan Jeffers. So I think it's time to take some shots on some catchers here, and I think Gomes is the guy who's probably guaranteed the most playing time. He's the safest of the bunch. And he's a guy that I don't think would hurt us. Not going to win us the league or anything like that, but I don't think he would hurt us. So it's a good lineup. He's going to bat somewhere near the middle, probably sixth in Washington. So hoping he makes it back to us. A lot of pitchers going off the board. Matt Boyd just went off the board. Here, let's see, that was Ryan Bloomfield from Baseball HQ, my good buddy, another really good guy in the industry. This draft's actually filled with a lot of really good people in the industry, not just guys. Stefania Bell of ESPN in this league. She took some shots on some injury risk players, which, when Stefania takes shots on guys like Nate Pearson and Corey Kluber, makes me feel a little bit safer on those guys. Didn't get them in this draft, but
back right before.
Right. I moved up a bunch of our catchers.
Okay.
And of course, Yan Gomes just went. There's been a big catcher run. So how are you feeling on Alejandro Kirk versus Ryan Jeffers?
Probably Kirk over Jeffers, the way you have it. Yeah. And I would not be against, when it comes back to us, taking some more of the Rich Hill type Adam Wainwright, not sexy, but you know what? That's an arm. Do it. Kirk it up.
All right. I did take Rowdy Tellez with our last pick.
I saw. I was monitoring, and you got Leclerc. Good job. Look at Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Joe. Love it. Love it. I think we should take Dahl back too, if possibly. We should speculate on him. I know you hate him. I know. But look, we need Tellez is not an everyday player, like you said. That's,
Mm-hmm.
Look at you just grunting at me.
I'd rather take Tommy LaStella.
I don't know. You want to take Garrett Cooper?
Cooper's not starting.
That's true. Yeah, he's not. Oh, God.
LaStella's going to lead off in San Francisco.
All right. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I see we were having the queue. Sorry, I'm getting back up to speed.
Mm-hmm. AJ Puck's still there, too. I would not be I'd be totally down for an AJ Puck next round. I was actually just saying while I was talking to myself.
I was saying to myself,
that Stefania Bell has taken some guys that many people in the industry consider injury risk in Nate Pearson and Corey Kluber. And when Stefania takes those kind of picks, it makes me feel a little bit better that maybe they can hold up.
Yeah, I think she kind of was in a tough spot there because I think when, you're looking at the roster right now, it's once you're in that water, you might as well just go all the way deep,
Mm-hmm.
And there's some interesting bounce back, like Ramon Laureano on that team and Ketel Marte. If those guys go back to the players they were 2 years ago, what incredible values at round 7 and round 10 those guys are. But, if they don't, that sinks you, I think. Of all the teams right now, Steve Gardner is always going to, be. We should look at Fred Zinke. I don't know if you went over his team because Fred Zinke wins all these leagues, but that's because Fred Zinke constantly trades in and out of categories. But we did get good marks on Sirius. According to Rick Wolf, we've hit every single, according to his projection things or whatever, we've hit every single winning mark that you need to hit.
Well, Rick is a fantastic player.
So. And he said we've hit every single one of the thresholds on the button. So take that as you will, my friend.
Yes.
That floats your boat.
But Rosario's still there too.
Yeah, I'm fine with taking some cheap stolen bases there too. He's gonna play. I just don't know, he's not good. He doesn't hit good pitching. That's my problem with Rosario. And he's not a great defensive shortstop.
You're gonna make that argument against Rosario, but not use it against Bobby Dahlbeck.
Yeah, but you know what? Bobby Dahlbeck has still hit 30 home runs.
Bobby Dahlbeck led the majors in swing and strike rate.
I know, dude. I know. He misses a whole lot.
Oh, there goes Turnbull. I still think Puck is still.
Lindor, Freeman, Woodruff, Gallen is a fantastic start to a team. I just want to put that out there for Fred Zinke. Yeah.
Fred's a great player.
He is. Fred is. That's why Fred wins so many of these leagues. The rest of his draft is a little odd, I will say.
Well, I like the Lindor, Freeman, Woodruff, Gallen, Maeda.
After that, it takes a weird turn.
I like
Vasquez and Framber. I know you don't like Framber, but
no, I like Framber. It's Paul doesn't like Framber.
Yeah. Framber is the color of my energy.
Oh, here we go. All right. AJ Puck, Tom Murphy, because we need another catcher.
No, screw catchers. Let's take a pitcher.
All right, Puck.
Rich Hill, Puck, whatever you want to do. Puck's gonna have a spot, right? We're good about that. We feel good. Do it.
Yeah, Puck. All right. I like that Puck pick. I've been grabbing lots of shares.
You grab a lot of Puck now and then.
I do.
Yeah.
He's pucking amazing.
You're a pucking idiot.
So we're now working on our bench.
Yes.
So we have 6 slots for the bench. Do we want to do 3 hitters, 3 pitchers?
Yes, I want some old fart pitchers, please.
All right, old fart pitchers. I can do that. We've got Rich Hill in the queue. Rich
Hill and Wainwright. I'm still not concerned about Lugo. If you want to pick up Rosario, that's like all the guys we have right now. Like however it dictates to us, it's fine. Catcher, I just don't care. Like I just don't want to waste a pick on catcher that doesn't move the needle. Like I hate it.
I like the idea of Rosario because then we could put him at middle and then move Kiner to cover, corner if Tellez isn't playing.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. Let's do that. So let's move him up. Do you feel the same way about Andrews?
Yeah, I think Andrews is another guy we could put up there. I prefer Rosario a little bit because he was healthy, and I think he's going to get a role.
I know he's not on our team, but I'd love to hear your take on Simeon this year.
I love Marcus Simeon this year. He's going to bat second in that lineup.
Yeah, I like him too.
He's got power. He's can swipe bases. I think this will be his first year getting to 100
runs.
Is
still out there? Ty France is still out there too. That's interesting.
Yeah, Ty France is boring though.
He's boring, but I'm surprised he's still out there.
And he lost all the position eligibility.
Yeah, I guess that's the biggest problem too.
Is he still out there?
No, he just went.
Steve Gardner's listening in.
Steve Gardner is listening to our live stream and just took him. Garrett Hampson still out there too. Remember when Garrett Hampson?
Oh, love me some Garrett Hampson.
Do you still love the Garrett Hampson?
I don't know. I just don't trust the Rockies to play him.
I got to play somebody now. Everybody's leaving town.
They just signed CJ Cron, and God knows they'll bring back Matt Kemp and really just screw it up.
I'll take Matt Kemp.
But Garrett,
this is going to be the year of the old farts in win some of these leagues because people are just going to like.
Hampson's an upside play at this point. I mean, we're rolling through into the 25th round.
Look at Madison Bumgarner. Nobody's touching him.
No way. Yeah, we're coming up on, I think this right now is pick 360. So I mean, Garrett Hampson, like that's upside. There's the league winner right there in the 24th
I'm not
round.
touching Chris Archer because nobody comes back from thoracic outlet syndrome.
Nope.
Look, I know you're gonna like mock me and stuff, but I'm
Yes,
all in on Rich Hill. So,
all right. I mean, I think
Tampa Bay Rays do everything right.
They do
every year, so we should pay attention to that. Just
as much as I'm not like I'm a little scared about his win potential, considering what the Rays do with the pitching staff. We're also talking about the 24th round.
They play games against other bad teams. Still gonna play the Orioles a ton.
Mm-hmm.
We could matchup play them if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Matchup play against the Red Sox and the Orioles, or bottom feeder teams like Detroit, and they do those West Coast swings. He's gonna have chances to win those games. The Texas is bad, and I don't know what the A's are gonna be this year, but
I say we go Rosario next and then Rich Hill.
I agree. I like that. And our backups are Andrews and Wainwright in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like A team, B team.
Sergio Romo's still on the board. I'm pretty sure he's closing in Oakland.
I love when guys last and we start to second guess. Is that us? No, it was another stoppage. I hate that ding. I feel like the ding means we're up, but we're not. Joey Votto.
Oh, that's a really good pick.
A moment of silence for Joey Votto's
career. He had a bounce back here. He was halfway decent. He's gonna play every day. He's gonna hit third in that lineup.
He's gonna be making money from now till
forever,
till 2032.
And he's Canadian, so that.
Why are you calling it so what? 226. This is your
homers.
I hate 11 homers. That's fine, but
in a 60-game season, he's barely hit 11 homers in 160.
Andrews went. Wow, before Rosario. Wow. We might end up with one of the pitchers. We might see another little run here.
It's all right. If Rosario goes, we'll take Rich Hill, and then we'll figure it out.
Figure it out. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is RT Sports now having enough guys? Son of a bitch!
All right. Well, let's hope Rosario makes it to us.
Otherwise, is it just me, or there's not enough like guys ranked on RT Sports?
This is true.
Right? Like it bottomed out at a certain point.
Nick Ahmed just went. I thought it was Ahmed Rosario, and I was like, no! Hunter Harvey's still there. He's a closer.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna save 20 games. Like it's saves are saves. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if
you want me to throw like Davy Garcia in the queue too?
I like Devi Garcia, but I don't think he's starting the year in the rotation.
No, look, we're not talking about starting the year. We're talking about like who's worth having on the roster now. We're way past the other stuff.
Yeah.
Lucas Sims is another good arm.
He's dealing with an injury right now. Elbow soreness.
Yeah, it was the tightness, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That could put him behind in the closer race. I'd rather, Harvey right now, it seems like just an amazing value. Still say Rosario, but because we already have 3 closers. But everybody's always dumpster diving for closers in free agent or in FAB.
Oh yeah. Well, who's his competition for that now? We're looking
Cesar Valdez.
Yeah, that's it, right? I can't think of another guy. It's tough right now to go like in my head offhand about the Orioles.
Yeah,
like I can't. That's a spot for me where I'm just like, whoa, where are we right now? The Orioles.
Got Tanner Scott, like he could be in the mix at some point.
Wow, but look at Willie Calhoun. Look how far he's fallen.
Oh, that hurts. I forgot about Willie Calhoun. Oh God, I love Willie Calhoun.
He lasted 24 rounds.
Wow, that's a great pick. Another Zach Seinhorn. All right, here we go. We taking Rosario?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Unless you want to take Hart. No, it's fine. We'll take Rosario.
Too late.
It's all right.
We move quickly. Yeah,
because I think Harvey will make it back around. Well, go give us 2 pitchers to go through. Mm-hmm. And I still, like I said, I'm still fine with having Lugo on our roster. Like and you still got Romo in our queue too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What does roster resource say in terms of?
Well, there's Diekman, there's Petit, off the top of my head.
Petit's not closing. I guess Diekman. They have Lou Trevino too, but Diekman's the lefty, so I don't think it'll be him. I think it's Romo. I think
Well, look, that's another guy who can move up there. That gives us another out too.
Yeah,
So we got
there goes-
3 arms.
Oh, and Adam Ottavino should win.
Mm-hmm. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm. It's Rascal. Of course, it's a good pick.
Of course, it's Rudy Gamble.
Rudy.
I'm telling you though, he's not going to be happy. Rudy's gonna. There's gonna be things Rudy loved about this draft, and things Rudy's gonna go like, I'm mad. Like he's gonna be mad.
RT Sports on our roster. And
there goes Hampton.
Oh, there you go. RT Sports on our roster. As soon as we drafted Rosario, it bumped Max Muncy to the bench.
Okay.
What? Why?
I don't know. That's dumb. Well, can I fix that? Or
no, it won't let us. That's where he resides. They go, listen, Max Muncy struggled last year. He's batted under 200. But RT Sports doesn't account for the fact that he hit 250 in the playoffs with a bunch of homers. Yeah, he was who he was. He was like 10+% walk rate.
He's a perfect example of like a player that last year is like completely overblown.
Yep, exactly, for sure.
And if we die on that hill, so be it. Like I'm at peace with that. If we die on that hill, okay.
Yeah,
I'd rather die on Rich Hill, but that's not an option anymore.
Yeah, no Dick Mountain for us.
No Dick. Archie Bradley gone?
Yeah, he went bunch of rounds ago.
I thought so because Alvarado.
He went
in
the 15th round to Jeff Erickson.
Where do you think Giles is going to end up?
He signed a 2-year deal in Seattle, but he's not going to pitch this year because of the Tommy John.
No, I know that, but like, do you think he's? I don't mean like where he ends up like team wise. Like, where do you think Giles ends up like career? Like, do you think he's going to like? Does he end up bouncing back to?
I mean, most guys bounce back from a TJ.
Like so he's a reliever. I think he ends up being decent again.
He'll be closing in Seattle next year when they're they've brought up all their guys. I think Seattle
they're making a push this year. Like with Rodriguez and Klenek, and Lewis played well with time.
Oh, there goes Bobby Dahlbeck.
I told you.
Adrian Hauser, that's a good pick too. I like that one. Let's see.
Ken Giles is an interesting ad in long-term leagues this year. You can add him cheap, and next year maybe have one of the better closers. It's interesting to do. Casey Mize, Alex Reyes. I'm just like reading the names that are still like alive and available in this league because we are getting low.
Yep, pitching's gone now. I mean,
look Harvey, Wainwright, Romo. I'm fine with all of those guys. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think like I said, I mean, I've seen the loose body surgery before.
Mm-hmm. Dun, dun.
Usually the loose bodies, they feel great afterwards. So I don't think we should freak out. Like if he misses a week in April, like that's not a good enough reason not to put Lugo as the 4th guy here.
Yeah.
He's just good. He's just quality innings, at the end of the day. I just want quality innings at this point.
Let's see.
We got 2 picks before us.
Remove a bone spur from his elbow.
Yeah, who was
Shut
it?
Down for 6 weeks and start a throwing program.
Somebody a couple years ago had the bone spur in the elbow and they removed it and they had like the best year ever. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh God, it was. Oh, I remember back in the day. Cole Hamels had one.
All right. Hunter Harvey.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, at this point, it saves, right?
Crappy closers better than no closers.
I'll take it.
Let's do it.
Done. So we now have. Let's see. We need one more catcher. Both Tom Murphy and Ryan Jeffers are available.
I would take any of these pitchers over the catchers, but you know how I hate catchers. So
yes, you do hate catchers.
I do. I hate it so much. So very, very much.
That's okay.
I just think they're more valuable. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
The arm is more valuable. The catcher is,
All right.
Excited for your Joey Bart someday? Excited for that? You ready for that?
I'm very excited. It's not gonna be the start of the season this year, though. That's the thing.
No, I know, but you're a Giants fan. It's been a rough go here. I know you had an incredible run of championships, so you were high on that for a couple years. So
yeah, what I saw from him is a guy that when he makes contact, it is hard contact.
Right.
It is loud. And I think he is going to be a guy that at some point is a 25 home run hitter with a good average at catcher, which is great. The problem is he was overmatched. He needed more time in the minors, and they just couldn't do that in 2020 because there were no minors. So I think while he served the purpose last year with Posey out, I think he's probably not going to be up again until mid-season at the earliest.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
I always wonder how Andrew Vaughn's going to work in this year, if at all.
DH. He'll be their DH.
Go out right out of the gate. You think so?
Not right out of the gate, unless he signs a contract, like Robert did.
I give them a ton of credit for being as aggressive with the young kids as they've been.
This is their window, man. They've really, they're in a spot right now where they can win.
I love this team. I love the White Sox team. They're just
it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's see. We have a shortstop on our bench. We should probably put an outfielder on our bench.
Yes,
so
I'm fine with that logic. I'd still like to take a pitcher here, though, if we could.
How do you feel about Shogo
Akiyama? Jinx. Joe Adele, Shogo Akiyama.
And did he just go? Or did you...
No, Azalea just went.
Oh, no. I put him on the queue, and then you tried to put him on the queue.
I think we both put him on the queue. That's why. You put him in, I took him off. Starlin Castro.
Yeah, that's a good pick at this point. It's Fred Zinke. Of course it's a good pick.
Yeah, Shogo was tough to get a gauge on last year. I don't like that. Right, I would still take the pitchers here.
Akiyama made a swing change at the end of August, and from that moment on, he was fantastic. Stole a bunch of bases, hit for average.
You know what? I mean, look, if you want to make the stolen base argument for Akiyama over the pitchers, I can live with that. Because I still think we're light there. Oh, Adam Eaton was still around. Well, there's a guy too. I don't like this site to draft on
either.
It is very frustrating to.
So Akiyama in September hit .317 and stole 5 bases.
All right, you sold me. Let's do it. Wainwright will be the backup, or Romo or Lugo, any of those 3 guys if we don't go. But yeah, Akiyama, there's a good pick. I think
Akiyama then Wainwright, I think is good. You got Akiyama, a little bit of speed. He could lead off a fair amount of time in Cincinnati.
Yeah, 3 picks to us. Kiki Hernandez.
That's a good pick right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we got 2 more to go. Creative Sports and RotoWire. Where are they at?
Oh, RotoWire could snipe Akiyama on us. Jeff is a huge Reds fan.
That might work against them.
Yes, he also hates the Reds because
I was gonna say, gotta watch
fan,
us.
So.
We're like me, like the self-loathing Met fan. Like I'm actually excited about Lindor, but like there's a part of me that's terrified.
Hey, I love what the Mets have done. I know people are like, oh, they didn't get the other guys.
No. Yeah, getting Carrasco and Lindor is
huge.
Incredible,
and giving up
dude.
not
Nothing.
that much. Like, yeah, I mean,
not nothing, but like they didn't give up any.
Jimenez.
As long as they sign Lindor, that is still a great move.
They need to sign him to him.
And look, if they don't, they get a pick, which is not the worst thing in the world, but they need to sign Lindor because that's very rare, and I think they will. I think when they get into spring training, they're going to be there for a couple weeks, and it's going to be like Goldschmidt, where it's just everyone's just got to get in the room together. Do it.
All right, here we go. Akiyama.
Yep.
Akiyama.
Love show it. Go. We got the show and the go.
Love it.
It would be hilarious if Paul came in at the very last pick
and just started screaming at us for the team together. I can't believe you did this to me. All right.
I think he'd be pleased with this.
I would hope so. I know you hate catchers, but I think we should take Tom Murphy here pretty soon.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
We do actually have to play 2 catchers.
I know.
I know you don't want to.
I think we're so awesome for doing the Three Stooges logo too. I just want to put that out there. Like that is just amazing.
Move the draft board up for people who are going to be watching. Dun, dun.
I don't see a pick on our team where I'm like, oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, no, I actually really like this draft.
You know?
Yeah. I think our team is.
I think we did all right.
And there goes Tom. There's Tom.
Like
God damn it.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, it's no.
I think Akiyama was the better pick.
I do too.
I do not discount that. So all right, back to the Petra drawing board. Yeah, I love Kurt Suzuki.
Boring, but
awesome.
Especially with Max Stassi likely starting the year on the IL. I think Suzuki's at least gonna play starting off.
Look at Cal Quantrill going there. Look at that.
People are psyched on Quantrill. I think they're a year early on him.
I think so too.
Let's see. What other catcher? Tucker Barnhart.
26th round. Yeah, Barnhart's not bad either. You know, that's another boring.
He's gonna play. It's super boring. If Suzuki goes, then we're taking Wainwright. My wife is sending me threatening texts right now.
Why would you do? You haven't even been in the house.
That's the problem. I haven't been in the house.
But you're doing this.
I know.
Doesn't she know you're helping this?
She does know, but she does not care. We've got a podcast to do in an hour too.
Oh my God.
I wonder if that'll come up. Oh, there goes Casey Mize and Kurt Suzuki. God
damn. Tucker Barnhart it is.
All right. Oh, Jason Castro. He's the everyday catcher.
That guy.
You don't like Jason Castro?
I don't like any of them, so it doesn't matter. I'd rather have boring Barnhart, whatever. He's not going to.
Look at Castro's StatCast data and tell me that he isn't a
too bad it's a 5x5 league.
Mm-hmm.
All right, put him in the queue. Put him in the queue, and I'll consider him.
Well, here's what's going to happen. I've put him in the queue. I've moved him to the top right above Wainwright. I'll move Wainwright back up there.
I was like,
I am going to go use the restroom and leave you alone for
oh my God. Here we go. You don't go to take the guy who's my age if you leave me alone.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So here we go. So what Justin doesn't know is I'm definitely going to take Adam Wainwright here because why not? He's old and, I know the FIP is terrible and the strikeouts per nine are terrible. Well, I'm just kidding. I'm probably not going to take. I'm just busted his chops. There's just nobody else to take. Although Sergio Romo is interesting, actually. I actually think Romo actually has a little bit of give there in the closer role, which would be certainly interesting. And we are up. And good job, Wainwright went right before, so I didn't have to do that. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the guy that I think is going to give us the best. I'm going to take the best guy on the board. And honestly, I think the best guy on the board is Seth Lugo. So let's just do that. Let's just take Seth Lugo. And when Mace comes back, he's going to be like, why'd you do that? Well, you know what? Maybe we should make Mace happy. Maybe we make Mace happy instead take Sergio. Oh my God, I can't figure it out. It's so difficult. Let's draft Sergio Romo and see what we get here. Let's throw a little dart on the saves and see what happens. How about that? How about them apples? But look, this is the witching hour. We're tired. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Going since 6 a.m. There's not much left in the tank here. I'm going to be honest with you folks. And now Paul's gone and Justin's left me alone. And just you and me. If you're still listening to this here, it's hour 74 of the LABR draft. It's very late. Not very late. It's late for old people like me. But look, overall, not bad here. I think we're in good shape. I like taking Hunter Harvey and Romo here late. We got Puck. Man, I wish there was more pitchers, but I'm glad we took as many as we did when we did because pitching is just flat out rough. I mean, there's just no way around it this year. There's so many unknowns and, between injuries of guys coming back from injury, guys who've left for Japan, like Masahiro Tanaka. I mean, we're just running out of guys. It's become a very, very strange place that we're in right now. And it's a weird transition year. And you hope that some of the young kids kind of step up. in the divide, and that's what you're hoping for. You're trying to just keep your fingers crossed that happens. And it's also very difficult because you got some players too who are coming into it who you're saying, what's going to be with the guys who didn't pitch in the minor leagues at all last year, and how is that going to impact them? And it's a very difficult situation now. Castro, I don't love. Barnhart, I don't love, but we're at the end here. So it's going to be one of these guys here. And hopefully one of them makes it back to us and we'll just take that catcher and deal with it. And not a whole lot to be excited about as we continue to look on the rest of this year. We're down to the G-Man choice. That's where we are. It's the Garrett Coopers, it's the G-Man choice of the world. The Marwin Gonzalez's. That's where things are. And actually, Marwin Gonzalez, I thought Boston was a good signing for Marwin Gonzalez. They got a lot of little pieces there. So we'll see how that impacts things here. Looking forward right now, honestly, not a great board. Not a great board. It shouldn't be a two-catcher league. I can tell you right now. I'm going to go on a little rant here about how dumb the two-catcher league is. You can barely get one good catcher. Two? I'm going to get two catchers? How am I supposed to do that? No, nobody can do it. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. It's an old standard. Why? I don't know. Because somebody said, hey, let's do two catchers. It's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Who wants to utilize every catcher? It's a terrible position. It's like having two tight ends all the time in football. Who wants to do that? A couple years ago, I did a two tight end league. Someone begged me to do, and I did it. It was dumb. Stupid. I don't know why we did that. Look at Jed Jerko right now. That's how bad things have gotten.
What have you done?
I took, actually, you know what's funny? Wainwright went right before us. Literally, I took Romo.
That's okay.
Yeah, I just like me.
We're gonna have plenty of saves, and we can make trades in this league. It's not like an FBC where you can't make trades.
I know. I mean, we're gonna take a catcher here. I know, but after that, I don't know. Like we got one more pick after this, and then I don't know where we're going here. I'm looking at it as slim pickings, bro. It's bad. It's bad juju. I just want to find somebody that's starting. Like, can we find a guy that's starting? What about Wilmer Flores? What's he doing today?
He's with the signing of La Stella. He's kind of probably a bench guy. He may start early in the season because, like I said, Belt may not.
I'm just reading off names right now. Donovan Solano. Wilmer Flores just went. Wilmer Flores just went to Steve Gardner. That's twice we just said a name.
Solano's going to start, I think. I'm going to put him in the queue.
Okay.
Did we
just need somebody else? I still can't believe that the Padres were able to keep C.J. Abrams and all those trades that they made.
Let's see. So we got so much roster flexibility. We can take anything.
I know, but the problem is there's nothing left to take. That's the problem.
Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to sign somewhere and play every day.
You think so? I don't know.
His defense is going to, make sure he's playing every day. This late, that's a pretty decent pick. Solano's a good pick too.
I'd rather have Solano, I think.
Okay.
Because infield we're a little weak.
Okay. Are we? We've got so much roster flexibility there.
Well, we're not good. We got guys, but I don't know how good. I think we should have guys. We should have dudes there.
Solano is a dude.
Solano is a dude.
Yeah, that is true.
So who's the biggest beneficiary in your mind from Arenado moving on?
Probably Ryan McMahon.
Yeah. You think we're ever going to see Brandon Rogers?
I don't. I mean, I think we'll see him at some point. All right, here's our catcher.
You do it. I can't. Just do it.
I'm going to take Jason Castro.
Fine.
I think his defense keeps him in there.
The defense doesn't count in this league. I'm just teasing. And Lucas Sims went right before. See, that's where we're at. It was very funny. It was very like when you left, I was doing the whole like it's hour 79 of the labor draft. I'm here by myself, and all that's left is catchers.
This has shockingly been one of the fastest labor drafts I've seen.
It has, and considering it started 20 minutes late as it always does, which I don't understand because you would think you would want the draft to start before the show starts, right?
Yes.
But I don't know. That's just me.
The reason it took so long to do the first pick is because apparently on air they wanted to guess. They wanted everybody who is hosting to guess.
Nope, there's Brendan Rodgers.
There you go. I've got a pick for us if he makes it back around.
All right, this is Mr. Insignificant. This is Mr. Irrelevant. So you want
Asdrubal Cabrera signed a deal. That's why they're moving Ketel Marte out to center field. He's going to be the everyday second baseman. He's already got first and third eligibility.
I'm good.
Just
super
adds
utility.
To Yeah.
Unless there's a pitch, is there an arm? That's the only thing, because
We already have 3 arms though in our.
we do. We have the 3. We have 2 of them are relievers.
We've got Puck. We got Akiyama.
We only have 1 extra starter.
But once we know, like, okay, well, once the season starts and we know, like, okay, this guy isn't closing, he can get dropped. We can pick up a different arm, or we can trade if we've got a bunch of closers. We can go to those closer needy teams and be like, hey, here's your Hunter Harvey. Give us, an upgrade somewhere else.
True. It's true. And do that. That is allowed.
I don't play in a lot of trading leagues anymore, so this is kind of fun.
It is until Fred Zinke sent you 5,000 trades.
Yes, I played with
Zinke
last year.
I'll give you this for $20 in Fab. I also hate trading players for Fab. I think it's bull. I think it's a big load of crap. I think it's the easiest way. You're just buying good players off other teams. And I think it sucks. I think it's totally crappy, and I think it's hoodwinking people, and I think it's a terrible way to have it. I am not for trading free agent budget for players. I don't think it's a good practice at all.
I think it's better in a league like this where it's $100 Fab as opposed to $1,000 Fab. And I think it's better in a mixed league than an only league. Like I played in NL Tout with Zinke last year, and there were some Fab trades, and it's like the Fab's really, really important.
Did he win that league? He did, didn't he?
He came be the first or second. I made a trade with him at the end of the season that I think definitely helped him. He was fighting with Steve Gardner for a while. I can't remember if he won or not.
Yeah.
Let's
see what Rudy's last pick is. Well, this has been fun. I'm glad we got to do this together.
Yes.
I hope everybody enjoyed listening as we're here in day 79 of the LABR draft.
Rudy took Diaz, the catcher in Colorado.
Okay. There you go. Cabrera should be ours. You like Cabrera over Solano, right?
I do.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the playing time is more safe with that contract.
Chavis is interesting pick there too.
He got buried though by the Josh Harrison signing.
I know. Yeah.
All right, Cabrera.
Do it.
Let's go.
Let it be so.
This has been an absolute pleasure. If anybody's made it to the end of this, please tweet at us at Joe Pisapia 17, at Justin Mason FWFB, and then tweet something cryptic to Sporer, at Sporer, to make him actually have to go back and listen to this whole thing.
I think Paul will be. I guess you should put a poll out. You should put a poll out right now on Twitter. Is Paul Sporer pleased? Not pleased. We're mediocre about this roster.
I think if this team goes well, which I think it could, considering what we've done, Paul should get 0 credit.
0.
And if it goes poorly, he gets
all the blame. 100% of the blame. 100% of the blame. I think we can all agree on that.
That feels right.
Oh, Paul, we love you. We hope you get your power back.
Yes, we do. Please don't freeze. I would hate to find a new podcast partner.
No. We love each other. This is what friends do. You make fun of each other. Usually we like to be here doing it to each other's face, but we're denied that because of Mother Nature, unfortunately. This is, do you think anybody has the draft? Like, I've had this once or twice where I've had a draft and I just hate it. And I'm like, well, I'm not winning this league. Do you think everybody has the draft here after Tay goes, you know what? I feel really good about this. I mean, I feel like everybody always feels good about it, right? Do you think people ever like walk away and go, this sucked, and just like want to throw it away? Has that ever happened to you?
I mean, yes, for sure. There's been times where I've like walked out of a draft and been like, oh no.
And how did that do? Like, was
they usually do better than the ones?
I was gonna say they're usually always better, right?
Yeah.
I always feel like when you have a little bit of worry, it's good. I have a little bit of worry with the squad, not a lot, but a little. I think enough that I think we actually did okay.
I feel very good about our flexibility. So obviously anything can happen and a lot could go wrong, and then we're just screwed. But I feel like
but that's everybody, like Paul said earlier. That's everybody.
If 1 or 2 things go wrong,
if we get Rosenthal to close and Mancini hits 30 bombs, I think we're going to do very well.
If Buxton stays on the field, and I know that's a big if, but
he doesn't even have to be good. He just has to play 140 games.
Yeah,
which is why I said on the radio, because they asked, Jim Bowden asked, and I was like, look, like, we don't care if he's breaking out. Like, we didn't draft him to break out. It's the 8th round. We drafted him to hopefully play enough games to steal 25, 30 bases. And if he does that, then he's worth where we sent.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And he's going to play every day if he's healthy because the defense is so good.
Well, that's the whole point. It's like, for him, it's a matter of between the COVID, between his injuries, between all the things, like, this guy cannot get to play 162 games. Like, it just has not been in the cards for him. So it's like, at that point, I justified it by saying, well, we take him because, who else around there has that kind of upside for the stolen bases with something extra? And nobody around there did. I mean, I guess looking back on it, we could have maybe taken Simeon there.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been the other pivot. Victor Robles probably would have been a one for me too. I might have fought for that one had I realized at the time when we were talking he was still on the board. But you know what? He's not without his questions either. So I mean, honestly, he could be the next like Buxton guy where you keep waiting and waiting and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
that's very true. We
might be 3 years further ahead on that with Buxton at the end of the day.
Well, let's see. Why don't you remind everybody where you can reach on? Well, I've said where you can reach social media, but plug everything you're doing because you do so much.
Oh goodness. Well, I will plug that I will be on a podcast with Justin Mason and his wife next week. That is the biggest thing to plug. It's gonna be amazeballs. I can't wait for that. But yes, you can check me out on Fantasy Pros now, hosting all the podcasts there. You can check out the Fantasy Black Book over on Amazon. And this was fun, dude. It was just fun to hang out with my friend because I miss, we're not going to get the draft in person this year. That's not going to happen. So this is the closest thing we're going to come, and I'm glad we did it. So,
and what Tout Wars League are you in this year?
I don't know. I think mixed.
Mixed auction?
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Then we'll be going head-to-head. I'm moving to the mixed auction.
Did we get an email about that recently? Because I
got an email asking if I would entertain moving out of NL because Craig Mish wanted back in NL.
Back in, yeah.
And so I said, yeah, give me the mixed auction. So
nice. So that's, you know what? I wanted to do the points league, but then they wouldn't listen to me about how to structure it, so I can't do it anymore. Because why would you want to listen to the guy who wrote the book about points leagues?
This is
how
true.
to do a points league. Why would you want to do that? That makes no sense, right? There's sarcasm in my voice. All right, brother. Thank you for all this. Is great. And thank you, everybody who listened all the way to the end. You rock. This is terrific. I hope you enjoy this.
You're the real MVPs.
True that.